their job to do everything they can to have their kids be with their parents. Josh kind of pointed this out yesterday. He said that, all the people that Rekieta's been bad mouthing, essentially, they've been trying to get him back with the kids, right? So they've been trying to do him a solid. But Rekieta just kind of goes with the government conspiracy angle. He kind of goes and he goes with the government conspiracy angle, which I think he's dropped, maybe. Although he still goes on like Chrissy Meyer's stream, and apparently he doesn't outright, he insinuates, he doesn't outright say, but he insinuates that there's corruption in the Minnesota police or some shit, which I can't imagine that being a good look or why he would do it. But then again, I don't know why Nick does most of the things he does. So there's that, he practically insinuates that there's corruption in the Minnesota police. So I don't know, maybe he's still running with the government being bad angle. I don't know. I just know that apparently now he can see his kids with the supervision of family members. I think was it grandparent? Is his parents? I don't know. With supervision. The point is, Nick can see his kids again. If there's supervision and he's not doing drugs and he's not doing alcohol, or he's not drinking alcohol, in front of the kids, or having orgies in front of the kids or whatever, right? So I guess that's a W. Right, Camelot's gonna say that's a W. Everybody's gonna say that's a W. I just hot take. All right, hot take. Right, I don't think it should get to that point. Right, I don't think it should get to a point where it's like Nick, the responsible parent needs to be monitored, for not doing this shit in front of their kids and not neglecting their kids by just doing all this shit. Right. So again, that's pretty much it. The CPS people wanted Nick to get back with his kids or whatever, and they were doing everything they could to make it happen. All the while, Nick is just bad-mouthing. He's still doing it. And now he's like making these weird conspiracies on the Chrissy Meyer shows and any other show that he goes on. And he's like insinuating that the police are to blame or that the police are setting him up and shit, which aren't good insinuations that you should make, even if you're still going to use the excuse of, oh, I didn't directly say it. It's still like an implication, and you're heavily insinuating it, especially with like channels just covering Rekieta and pretty much recording everything he does now. I don't know if this is like a cheap thrill for him, but like he's constantly under surveillance in terms of like the internet. Kiwifarms has documented everything about him at this point. Elisa Clips stays up past the boring shit, and she gets like every incriminating clip of Rekieta. So that makes it easier. Then I watch it, and then it's like a whole process, right? It goes around. It goes around and it goes around and it goes around. So again, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck Nick's thinking. But then he tries to goad Josh into, I don't know. I don't know what the main thing is he was trying to do. He thinks that he was owning Josh. And I've seen some people that are balldo guards that say that this was an epic own on Josh. But Nick is like visibly malding. He's throwing in like 5 to 10 paragraphs or whatever and trying to like do, I don't know what he's trying to do. This is from another account that's been covering Rekieta, or at least like getting the important bits. It says during Rekieta Law's wild meltdown, as he was exposing his deranged DMs with Josh Moon from Kiwifarms, Rekieta exposed that he had continued to secretly drink despite the fact he had lost his children due to his addiction to alcohol and drugs. So, again, not much has fucking changed. All right. I mean, okay. Am I surprised? No, not particularly. I kind of knew this was gonna happen. I kind of knew this was the case. I think a lot of people also knew this case, but let's just play this clip anyway, just to get the full context of the matter, right?
The first drug test I submitted, yes, I tested positive for alcohol. That's because I wasn't ordered to not drink alcohol yet. That's it.
So you see, Nick needs to be, it's just sad, man. It's just fucking sad. He needs to be told by the government, he's been telling us, okay, so this is why it doesn't make sense. He's been telling us the government's evil, right? The government is ordering him not to drink. And that's a good thing, because Nick is a fucking alcoholic. Nick's alcoholism and drug abuse is what got him in trouble in the first place. Nick's alcoholism and drug abuse is what made him neglect his kids and have orgies with weird people while they're in the other room. Okay, so it's like it doesn't fucking make any sense. This entire this angle that the government is evil because they're making Nick not be an alcoholic is just it's just like I don't know, man. I don't understand this. It's so fucking stupid. I think Nick applies like he tries to appeal to the lowest common denominator person and just hope that this stupidity just works, right? But yeah, this is an interesting clip. It kind of shows that Nick hasn't changed. He never will change. He's gonna keep being the same douchebag, same bad parent. But he's gonna skate by on technicalities and shit. Josh kind of like exposed that he's not telling the truth about certain things. We're gonna go with that Josh stuff right now. If you look at Rekieta, there's like a couple news. There's the same clip and stuff. There are again some balldo guards here trying to defend Nick, and some people trying to move on as usual and stuff. But this is, I believe, where we left off, an hour and 59 minutes. The Rekieta segment. And then you got here on the Elisa Clips channel. She uploaded the entire segment, so it's only the hour 42 from Mad at the Internet, and she uploaded it on the channel. And yeah, it's pretty much the same. The only reason I have this one pulled up is because I want to read some of the comments, and yeah, that's pretty much what I want to read, because some of these people can dissect whatever Nick the bullshittery is a lot better. I've noticed this. They've done it in the past, and I just personally think it's really fucking fun. All right, so I'm gonna fucking go ahead and do that. Addiction is a scary thing. Nick is a creep that should not be around kids. I mean, he's cool with Vito now, so you know, not a good move. No way they said go ahead and drink. Regardless of what happens with this case, the next time this happens, it'll be really bad. Hopefully there is not a next time. All right, hopefully there's not a next time. Okay, so I guess we'll start off where we left off. Let me get rid of these real quick. I think I got you up to speed. This is, we're about, not even halfway in. This is Josh explaining, like, the beginning of the DMs. Nick went on like a deranged tirade for like 45 minutes about this for some reason, and Josh is just, you know, commentating over it, whatever, giving extra context. He already provided extra context at the beginning, something that Nick chose not to do. Yeah, I think this is where we left off, right?
Like looking into, because it comes up every time. Only in every case is Kiwifarms accused of having people commit suicide.
Oh, okay, yeah, all right. We went on this. Okay, so speed it up a little bit.
Thing about me and about the lolly avatars.
Okay, yeah. He also tries to imply Josh and Kiwifarms are pedophiles. Let's see.
Living there in the Philippines. Okay.
And then, of course, here's my response. Sorry, Your Honor. An illustrated dog who fled the U.S. because of reasons, and his army of lolly avatars who say the N-word a lot asked me to.
So there you go. Like, here's Nick trying to make the insinuation that, like, Josh and Kiwifarms are pedophiles. And here's Josh gonna explain more on it.
Okay, so by the way, fled the U.S. because of reasons is retarded. I did not flee the U.S. I moved to the Philippines, and actually I moved to Australia for work. I moved to the Philippines for work. Then I moved to Ukraine because of the cost of living there. And then I moved to Serbia because it's also much cheaper to live there, and I work online. I also get $100,000 of tax exemption because I live as an expat. I did not flee the U.S. There is no warrants for me anywhere in any state for any reason. But the direct insinuation there, obviously, because of what he's saying about me and about the lolly avatars, is really obvious, and it's really my reply is on the point with this, by the way. I'll just let him say it.
The absurdity of a parent signing a consent form for people to get more information about their children and give it to the Kiwifarms people is like they don't even recognize like how that looks. And again, under normal circumstances,
I just don't care. Like, I'm allowed to make data requests. I'm allowed to ask for shit. I am a citizen of the United States of fucking America. And I and my companies, as American entities, are permitted to access and file requests for certain interesting matters of public public matters. So I don't understand the posturing. Isn't it just ridiculous that this Kiwifarms, property of Locale LLC, is impugning itself on a Minnesota affair and asking for body cam footage? What a ridiculous series of
Yeah, so in this segment, Nick is basically coping. He was daring Josh to try to get the body cam footage and that he would need this and yada yada yada. So basically, Nick asked for this footage to not be released, but now he's acting as if like it was out of his control to not have it released, even though he was the one that, you know, requested that it not be released. So it does. He's just kind of playing the audience as he normally is, omitting details as well to make himself look better, etc., etc., etc. You know, typical lawyer stuff, I guess, or in this case, typical Nick stuff. And Josh is just kind of pointing that out right now.
of nonsensical. It's just like I'm allowed to. I literally have a fucking right to do this. So I am, because it's of interest to me.
That looks insane. But when the state is looking at you going, we need to make sure you're a fit parent and before we can return your kids, be like, hold on, let me sign this release form. Here, I want these other people to look at my house first and get the layout of it down and, you know, see that stuff. That'd be good, right? Like that'd be a responsible parenting. Just no, it never would. But I'm just trying to help him out here. So then I said, Josh, sometimes your quest to make other people look retarded makes you unable to see how retarded you are. This isn't a joke for me. And despite your gaggle of happy faggots, super good deductive reasoning, they've got it wrong. That's
By the way, the person they just referenced, right, with Josh. So he, a little more context, since we started off like at the middle, kind of a little bit towards the middle. At the very beginning, Rekieta is trying to rationalize, or he jumps like the gun and he tries to go. He goes into this weird conclusion that it's like, I guess it's Josh and the Kiwifarms all unanimously planning against Rekieta and stuff, and so Rekieta from here on out is going to treat Josh and the Kiwifarms as one and stuff. That's why he's constantly saying, Josh, you and your gaggle of, you know, whatever the fuck he said. So he's just basically putting them together and stuff. All because Josh said we. And the reason Josh said we is because he was talking about him and the lawyer that Josh got so that he could get the body cam footage from the Minnesota place, right? So that he could post it and we can all see, you know, if Nick was lying or telling the truth, which is the only reason you want the body cam footage. Nick also tries to weaponize his kids and basically say, oh, you know, like, you guys just want to see my children, you know, like, that's weird, you know, all that stuff. But like Josh had already told Nick that he's going to, if there was anything really, that he would give him his word that he would take anything out to identify the kids. He just wants to see Nick's crack den, essentially. Because if we see Nick's crack den, that he promises, oh, there's not a crack den here. It's not bad. It's fine. I don't neglect the kids. It's not a bad home environment or anything, right? But if we see the crack den, then we could tell he's lying. So what it really is we have no, like, Kiwifarms, as far as I know, Josh, as far as I know, nobody has any interest in your kids, Nick, even though your docs has existed on the forum for a while now, actually, and you've never given a shit about it, you know? So it's not even that. It's just like you're making excuses. You're weaponizing your kids now. It's always some stupid shit with Rekieta. It's never straightforward. There's always some stupid shit. He's always weaponizing something. He's always omitting details. He's always throwing other people under the bus. He's always trying to frame other people as pedophiles for whatever reason. It's how he's losing the case against Monograph in the first place. Oh, he's losing it right now. So again, I don't know what happened to that government against me gimmick. I guess he's still running it, right? I don't know how many people are helping him with it. I know Camelot is he did some sweeping, which I kind of want to go over that segment as well. Let's see. Yeah, we got quite a bit to go. Let me pull up the Camelot segment. Because he did, oh my god, he did an entire fucking stream, bro. It wasn't even, like, Elisa, I'm guessing, was able to break this down to like 6 hours, 6 minutes and 38 seconds, which that's nice. Got 100 of you guys here. Shout out to y'all. Make sure to hit the like. You know, Senny Squad, let's go. Because YouTube's not gonna do it. RIP again, Susan. You know, you were never very good to me, but it's okay. Bygones are bygones. You know, and you know, if we cross paths, you know, we cross paths. All right. Oh, we probably will. All right. Okay, so here's the Camelot segment right here. We got Camelot, the Rekieta CPS case update. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I'm not trying to go very unhinged or anything, right? I'm trying to have a cool head in mind, okay? But this guy bothers me so much. He's so fucking annoying because, like, the fact that he labeled his entire stream like Rekieta won, right? That was the entire hook, line, and sinker of the whole thing. Or what he's trying to present. Rekieta won. What the fuck did he win? Like, he should have, like, number one, Kumalot. He should have never been in this situation to begin with, you fucking idiot. Right? Anybody saying Rekieta won, what did he win? Should have, okay, if Rekieta was a W in general, he should have never been in this situation. You people are fucking delusional, right? It is the classic propaganda narrative bullshit, right? That's why, like, why the phrase fake news became so easy and a really easy go-to, because there's so many people spreading that shit. Camelot, oh my god, dude, you're one of those people. You're like, Rekieta, Ralph, oh my fucking god. Ralph's like, Nick Rekieta beat the A-Logs. It's like, Ralph, shut the dude, come on. Stop it, stop it. Like enough said. Ralph is backing up. Here's where you got your two loudest motherfuckers up against Rekieta's balls right now. You got Kumalot, the guy that pretends to be swatted for victim points on the internet, and then gets exposed on Kiwifarms for faking it and shit, but, like, you know, gullible people will believe him. Victimization is very important on the internet, guys, and nobody can victimize themselves more than the grifters. Just look at the quartering. Oh my fucking god. And then Ethan Ralph, which that's fucking Ralph, bro. Okay. Enough said. But Kumalot, again, I'm not gonna stomach this idiot's 1 hour stream sucking Nick's balls and saying how Nick won, and, you know, he's undisputed and he got the W and shit. Motherfucker, dude, I don't know. Maybe this 6-minute chat, maybe this 6-minute clip will enlighten me. Maybe he says something smart in this. Okay, I'm hoping. He's making a very constipated face right now, but maybe he says something. Maybe he says something smart. Okay, we'll see. Chat.
So Nick got arrested in April. Was it April or May? It was April or May. It's starting to get too long ago. His kids were taken away from him. He lost his kids, and there was a big ass CPS case that was also thrust onto him. Well, today he was awarded a huge W. So at any rate, he gets
yeah, today, right? Out of all the 50 L's that he took. 50 L's, but we got to highlight the one quote unquote W that he got. But is it really a W, Camelot? Is it really a W? Like, that's my face right now. You see the face Camelot has right now? It's my face right now. It's really a W, Camelot.
His kids back today, and it looks like his case is all but done. And he told me basically what it boiled down to was the evidence in the case. There apparently no evidence. There was zero evidence to prove that he used, zero evidence to prove that his kids were ever exposed, and no one willing to testify.
Why were there 22 grams of cocaine in Rekieta's house? Bro, are you going to answer that question? Like, are we doing the sleazy weasel shit where we're like, oh, well, there wasn't any sufficient evidence to conclude? It's like, oh, come on. Come on. Are we really doing this? You're so shameless, Camelot. You're the shameless grifter. You're ever. I should have known you were never gonna change, bro. Like, are we really doing this? Like, okay, but what about the 22 grams of cocaine that was found in Rekieta's house? What about that shit? Are we gonna address that or no?
In any way, shape, or form opposing those facts, right? Or to be able to testify that he was under any influence at all.
Yeah, that's because he has April wrapped around his little finger. Isn't it a little suspicious that Nick went ahead and got this stupid whore bitch, the discount gothic sushi, to go ahead and move in with him all of a sudden? Is that a little interesting, right? Is that a little interesting? The one person that can testify against him, the one person that could give consent for the body cam footage, right, is now wrapped around Nick's little finger and shit. Isn't that convenient, Camelot? Isn't that fucking convenient, chat? Weird, huh? It's weird. Oh, it's just a little convenient. There's nothing there. It's just my government conspiracies, guys. The government. Robert Barnes.
So that being the case,
Legal mindset lives in Taiwan. That means he's a pedophile, pal. Fucking brilliant, Robert Barnes. I can see why you were given legal papers. You're the smartest cat in the room. Kiwifarms is full of pedophiles. I'm Robert Barnes. Yeah, bud. Okay. Yeah, you're a winner. You're a winner, bro.
his kid, he was awarded custody to his children today, which is a good thing. Also, what does this mean? This means, look, it's pretty damn obvious. And I'm not gonna. I know it's like fun to be intentionally naive. I get it. Like I do that shit all the time with other things. But the state's not going to award your children back to you if there's an accurate test of being like using high amounts of cocaine, right? Because the 9-year-old daughter tests positive for like medium to high levels of regular use, daily or weekends, is what it said. The fact that the state awards custody back means that test was obviously thrown out as being any kind of legitimacy or a legitimate test.
This guy is such a balldo guard, man. He's so fucking and he's like a more articulate Ethan Ralph. Okay, let's read some of the comments. All right, I like doing this. I like reading some of the comments. Where's my slug overlay? God, I still don't have it. Okay. Yeah, I should remember to put it back. I'll do that after the stream. So this person over here says, "Ooh, okay, yeah, I think we can see it, chat." Okay, so some orange cat says, "Because CPS has never handed children back to the parents who." Thank you, fucking thank you, bro. Oh my god. You see how fucking shameless, like when I'm saying that fucking Camelot is a shameless fucking grifting, baldo guarding, baldo sucking motherfucker. This is what I mean, dude. It's like, he's just like, oh guys, you know, it's like, it's also so stupid, right? Because Nick is literally saying that fucking government officials officials and that the police are incompetent and they set him up and now fucking what's his face, Kumalot over here, when it's convenient, oh, you say the government and the fucking legal gave it back to him. They gave their kids back. That means they're following it by the book. That means Rekieta won. Isn't that against the fucking stupid narrative you and your shitty coked up addict friend is going with? How the government and the law is not fair to him? So why is the government and the law being fair to him? That doesn't make any sense, Kumalot. You fucking cooming ass motherfucker. These people are so stupid and they get away with fooling other stupid people. Dude, it can't. I got a feeling this isn't the victory that Rekieta is making it out to be. We'll see what happens in criminal court. But Nick is a liar. Why would I take the word of a proven liar? Rekieta is winning just like Cody's racing career. Nice flip. I'm glad somebody pointed this out as well. Rekieta and the flip flop, right? Because so let's and make sure you let me know if anybody else is flip flopping on Rekieta, because I know. Okay, so this guy was condemning Rekieta and shit when it was looking pretty fucking bad. And then all of a sudden, he does like the most noticeable 180 back on Rekieta's side, like goggling. Like, cause look, man, you can't go from saying the government is against Rekieta to the government is favoring Rekieta. All right, you can't fucking be doing that. All right, it's either one or the other. Either Nick's oppressed or Nick's not oppressed. All right, which is it? It doesn't make sense. And people already called it out right here. CPS has handed, has handed children back to bad parents in the past. People want to see what happens in criminal court. People are calling out Camelot for flip-flopping back. As I said, Nick tested positive for alcohol in his last test we have. Janny of the Day award goes to Racket's Well-Being. Congratulations on having the biggest broom. Yeah, like I said, this guy is like a more articulate fucking Ethan Ralph, bro. That's fucking Kumlot. He's just an articulate Ethan Ralph. Ethan Ralph up the kill stream. Nick hasn't had a drop of alcohol. Dude pissed dirty for alcohol at the one test they handed over the day of hearing. If Nick gets away with it, or Nick's reputation is ruined forever online and offline. I'm sure that's what happened. That's why he fought with everything he had to get the court record sealed, because there was no evidence and he was completely innocent. Again, I don't know if Camelot mentions this, but yeah, that is a fact. Nick did work. You can find this on the Kiwifarms, by the way. Just go to the forum, go to the Rekieta Law Kiwifarms, where you can easily access that. I think you just go on Google and you should be able to find that. But yeah, Rekieta asked for certain records to be sealed, and what that means is he doesn't want people knowing what's in them, essentially, right? And I don't know, that seems kind of like guilty behavior, but people know, so they're pointing it out. It says, where is the court order sending Rekieta's kids home? Does it mandate monthly drug tests? Does it mandate supervised CPS visit for 18 months? Does it require drug tests if every adult living in the home? Bottom line, if Nick really thought this was a win, he would post that court order everywhere. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Never take a Rekieta statement at face value. You should know better by now, Kumalot. Back to balldo washing as if nothing happened. Well, lockout logic. 350. He tested positive for alcohol according to the CPS court case transcript, though. So again, I guess fucking Kumalot is lying through his fucking shitty teeth again, or he's being a rebard and he's pretending not to know and he's just doing the usual shit. Janny, Balldo Washer, Balldo Guard, Chrissy Meyer, whatever you want to fucking Nina. What's the name of the fucking whore he has in the background that was like rubbing her feet the entire time and shit? I don't fucking remember, man. Like, she's like, isn't it fucked that the only thing I know you by is whore and rubbing your feet? Like, how much of an impact? Is it Zia? Is it Zaya? Zia? Something like that? Zaya? I don't know.
He has told me that he has not had a drop of alcohol.
What the fuck, bro? Why are you taking his Why are you taking his fucking word at face value? This is, oh god, okay.
He doesn't intend to. And like there's parameters around everything he's going through right now. So
God, it's so fucking shameless, bro. The fucking balldo washing is shameless. Please, if anybody knows, has fucking Tug or Yellow Flash or anybody been doing this? Like, did they do a 180? And are they doing like the shameless washing that fucking this dipshit's doing? Because I kind of want to know. Oh my fucking god. Nick has been hyper honest with me. Let's see. How can he get everything so wrong? All they wanted was 60 days of Nick being clean, nothing else. Kumalot. Victory for Rekieta. Start the party. The children are back in the crack house. No more clean clothes, no more food, no baths. CPS just sentenced the children to neglect and God knows what else. But hey, Nick won. That's all that matters, right? Nothing positive about this outcome. Low, hyper honest. Someone is being played for a fool. Or maybe he just wants to do it, you know? I don't like seeing Nick under the influence dying on stream, but knew for months Nick was spending 20K a month on coke. Yeah, we have all of this is what I mean. We have all of these people's statements in recording. right? Whether it's Elisa's entire fucking channel, which is why there was this like, I'm not a conspiracy guy. I don't like going with conspiracy, but I did read the one thought of, isn't it funny how fucking the one channel that's monetized getting a bunch of reach now for all of the Rekieta misdeeds and all the lies and shit, that she suddenly got demonetized. I don't know if she got remonetized. I'll have to check again, but the last time I saw was that she got her channel demonetized and stuff, and that's not good by any means whatsoever. That means that the information is essentially suppressed that you're putting out there, because the incentive of demonetization is to make you stop making content, essentially motivate you, because you're not getting information out there. You're not going to be able to have a discussion, and for other people, grifters out there, you're not going to be able to make money. So the incentive is fully gone. If the quartering, for instance, immediately gets demonetized, he's done with YouTube. He's not going to do it anymore, even though he does shitty work and he does nothing but defend pedophiles like Dr. Disrespect. He's done, right? He doesn't give a shit. So that's what it is. And I had this weird little semi-inkling in the back of my head, and I'm like, why could the one channel that had the incriminating evidence about Nick from his mouth and from his friends' mouths, like Kumalot over here, who just like about a month ago, was like going ahead and squealing and telling everybody how he knew that Nick was getting hookers and fucking cocaine and all this stupid shit, and how he knew about it. So he is 100% an enabler. He's still doing it now. He doesn't give a shit, right? So there you go. Biggest Janny of the year, Kumalot over here. He's just playing dumb. He's just being dishonest right now. So Nick got arrested in April and May. Let's see. I guarantee he'll lose them again. He's so unapologetic about everything that's happened. Let's see. Never heard two contradicting statements in such quick succession. 9-year test is positive, but I'm so fucking happy she's back in the house at 2 minutes and 30 seconds. There's always two things that were a foregone conclusion going into the story. One, Nick was going to get his kids back at some point. Well, at least at a very high chance. Nick is going to relapse at some point. The biggest W would have been wanting to get clean and wanting to be there for your kids. That is nothing we ever saw from Nick. He was always the quote-unquote victim and blameless, and such had nothing to stop doing or using. In Nick's brain, he is not cheating, he is not using, he is stress releasing. He is escaping the hardships of his life and driving schedule. Whether the grandparents moved in or moved next door, or they told them the grandparents are moving in, but really live next door, Nick is only going to be able to go through the motions for so long before dumping everything on the grandparents, just like what was dumped upon the nanny. Yeah, so this happened before, but it happened with the nanny. So if it happens with the grandparents, I mean, you know what they say, history repeats itself, blah, 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 blah. Especially when the person doesn't change at all, which Nick doesn't seem to have changed at all. Kind of a hard thing for narcissisms, I guess. I don't know. The stress will eventually build in Nick, and it is unlikely other avenues of stress relief will offer the same high, so to speak. There is a tiny chance, always a chance, that Nick does what is told of him and does what is expected of a proper father and pulls up. But history has shown him to be unwilling and incapable of change. All right. So, again, I think I'm going to bring back this segment where I look at certain comments and shit, because like they do be cooking him a little bit. All right, they do be cooking him a little bit. So I'm gonna return to that segment. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun reading these comments. Coomer is awful. Addiction, crazy thing. Rekieta is a classic overt narcissist. Silence him. Zia. Okay, Zia. That's what I'm looking for. Such an idiot. You're either super stoked or you wish Rekieta's death. There's no in between. Nina Infinity. Got it. Nina Infinity is the whore we're talking about. Okay. So that was the Kumalot portion. I think I got roughly a brief idea of what the hell he's doing and what he's saying and like what he's doing, basically guarding, balldo guarding or whatever. So he's flipped. He's flipped sides again. Not really that surprised. Let's continue with the Josh versus Nick, where Nick is, again, context, if anybody just came in. Nick is leaking his DMs with Josh in an attempt to epically own him, I guess. That's what's in his mind. So he's epically owning Josh by leaking his DMs with Josh, where Nick is spurging out and Josh is just like, what the fuck is going on? You know, he's just chill. But this is Nick epically owning him, bro. All right.
That's why my kids will be home soon. Now, granted, I said this on the 3rd. I was under the impression that my kids would be coming back on the 11th, but instead they came back on the 7th. Now, a lot of people on the farms, etc., have said that my kids were like never coming back or be an extremely long time, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Well, now that they're coming back, they're like, oh, we always said they'd come back. Well, yeah, sure. That's.
I mean, from day one, I remember that there were people who worked with Child Protective Services, who said that in child custody cases, it is almost always better for a child to be returned to their home with supervision than to be put into the system. People who are caseworkers came out and said, in no uncertain terms, that even if the parents are like crack addicts who are just completely dysfunctional, it is still somehow better for the kids to be in the custody of the fucking crack addicts than it is for them to be in the foster care system. So the state will almost always put children back in with their parents, even after repeated failed attempts to improve their parenting or get them off of drugs. They'll almost always go back because the foster care system is apparently a fucking nightmare, and they don't want that. So unless there's like sexual abuse, if kids are being pimped out or whatever, then they might take them away permanently. But it has to be like an extremely appalling level of child abuse, like a deliberate of just using the child and harming the child in order for it to be permanently taken away. There was never any doubt in my mind that the kids would return. I'm a little bit surprised that they've come back so quickly. But that just shows how much the system wants to give them back to you. And all these people that he's crying about, the evil Alicia Sweep and the evil Miss Booker, whatever her name was, the guardian ad litem, all the...
Yeah, so he has, there's actually a clip there where Nick mentions Alicia Sweep again. Wait, let me get that real quick, actually. Elisa Sweep. Oh, Elisa Sweep. Elisa Clips. Hello. All right. Okay, yeah. Alicia Sweep. Mama.
So Josh said.
Okay. Oh, this is going to be on the actual clip. Okay. 144 of you in here. Shout out to you guys. Hit the like. Share the stream. YouTube ain't gonna do it for me, but I'm trusting that you will. All right, make sure you do that. Okay, so this is in the actual in one of the Cope Fest that Nick's having over here with Josh. You guys, Alicia Sweep is a liar, the Rekieta CPS worker. So, you know, again, flat out statements that people are working against him that are like of higher authority or something in regards to this. I don't know why he's doing this. The evidence is right here. I can't imagine that saying shit like this is going to help in any way. I think it's just going to fuck him over. I don't know what he's on right now. Maybe it is coke again. Maybe he's just not thinking anymore. He just doesn't give a shit. But again, these entire clips, all in the channel, are going to be reviewed by me and others. Right, so there's really no escaping his own words. You know, here we got again. Alicia Sweep is a liar, according to Nick. Nick Rekieta said it. Here's a clip, 4 minutes, 57 seconds. So there you go. I'm sure he's gonna mention it at some point. Let's continue though.
These people were advocating for the kids to come back, and he's still bad-mouthing them. And saying what horrible prejudiced people they are who lie under oath and are trying to make him look bad. They're still, even with that in mind, are still advocating for the children to return. They're just asking for a little bit of supervision during for the sobriety. So I don't know. It's such a bizarre point to make. And then he says like I don't know, the way that he tries to like say the forum is wrong. It's like he really has to prove his child custody, his top concern in a child custody case is trying to make random internet commentators look wrong. Like, are your priorities not completely fucked?
That's fine. You guys had no way to know. I tried to tell you. I tried to tell you guys that you had no way to know. And I tried to explain the Minnesota law that specifically said why you wouldn't be able to know and that it wasn't even your fault. I'm like, yeah, these long-term case plans or whatever that you see, those are not actually dictating the flow of the case.
Almost like it almost feels like funny because I mentioned this back in yesterday's stream, even like in Weeb Wars, Nick was all about promoting Kiwifarms and giving them credibility in his own little way, right? Because Nick was the, untitled, the lawyer, right? He was the lawyer giving Kiwifarms props and trying to raise up their stock and credibility. Everybody saw this, right? But now it's kind of funny because now we fast forward 5 years later or so, and now he's doing the exact opposite, where he's trying to discredit them. So again, kind of funny how Nick does like this entire flip just because he starts getting called out. He tries to take away the credibility. He's trying to actively say Kiwifarms is stupid, that they don't do the research, and he's lumping them all together too, with Josh as well. So he's basically saying, you guys, it's me against you guys. Nick is saying that it's him and his like pay pigs or whatever, the people that support Nick neglecting his kids and being a quote-unquote rock star, in his fresh 40s, right? Having orgies with strange people while the kids are in the other room, weird shit like that. So they're all supporting him. It's them versus Kiwifarms, the evil, what Nick called lolly avatars, and Josh, who's a dog, apparently, that Nick is insinuating is a pedophile because he fled the country or some shit. So it's the good Nick Rekieta versus the evil Josh and Kiwifarm Legion and stuff. And by doing that, he's trying to say, hey, audience member, I'm smart. I'm a lawyer. I know this stuff. And I try to tell them, and they don't listen, and they're stupid. And they made these assumptions about me, and they were proven wrong. So that was the entire point of Nick's stream. That's essentially what he's trying to do in his entire stream. That's been like the goal. For those of you that just want to know what the fuck the goal of Rekieta's stream is, that's basically what it is. That's kind of easy to tell after a while. When you deal with enough of these fucking idiots, you deal enough with these skeevy e-celebs, these fucking, like politician lights or whatever, you can see through the bullshit, and it's pretty fucking obvious. And again, those that want to believe Rekieta will believe him, and those that want to sweep for Rekieta or Gunt Guard, not even Gunt Guard, Balldo Guard for Rekieta, like Ethan Ralph and Kumalot, and God forbid, I hope Yellow Flash doesn't do a 180 and like start sucking up to Nick like Kumalot did, or whatever, whoever else. They're gonna run with fucking Nick's stupid ideas that he's smart comparatively to Kiwifarms, and that he teaches you bow down to him, you don't know anything. He knows everything because he's the lawyer. He's the one with the legal paper that he got off a homeless guy's ass. All right, that's Nick, man. That's Nick. He's got all the answers here. All right, that's why he lost his kids in the first place, because he's so smart.
Case, they're required by statute as parallel planning to what's going on. But there's other shit going on that you guys don't know about, and I can't tell you. No one else can know. So when you saw these people like commenting, oh, this is what's actually happening, Nick's a liar. No, I was just telling you exactly what was happening, but I couldn't give you details about negotiations that were going on, about everything working on the parallel track that you don't get to know about. So I'm sorry, but I tried.
Someone in his chat, Janelle Vigelis, says, so this guy from Kiwifarms is asking Nick to sign a release of things pertaining to his case so that the Kiwifarms can gossip and blast him. Yes.
That's kind of like, again, that's kind of like the mindset of Nick's chat or whatever. That's what he's essentially, that's the perfect example of the narrative he's feeding and the reaction, right? It's actually kind of interesting. So the common person that knows nothing, I guess, or whatever, jumps into a Rekieta stream to hear what the fuck he's babbling about, right? And then Nick is putting out all this, like, he's putting in this, like, little performance, right? Because Nick is a performer, all right? He just can't perform in bed, apparently. But we got this right here, Nick. He's got to put like double of those. What is it that the old people need to get it up? I forgot what it is. But whatever, Nick needs to stuff up in like extra supplements or some shit to get hard and stuff. But he's putting this performance, and people like this individual is Janelle blah, 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 person. What they get out of it is that the guy, which is Josh from Kiwifarms, is asking Nick to sign a release pertaining to the case so that the forum, the Kiwifarms, the evil, whatever, again, what Nick called them, the lolly avatars, can gossip and blast him or whatever. So that's what he's feeding to his audience. That's what he wants his audience. He wants to condition his audience to thinking just that, so that they can still support him and hate Josh and hate the Kiwifarms.
Oh, you.
And to dispel rumors.
So anyway, I knew when my kids were coming home because I'm the one who's been doing it. A lot of these people out there still think.
Let the record show as well that Rekieta has joined the likes of Keffels. All right. Now, Keffels was another advocate for I'm smart, Kiwifarms is dumb, and they don't know what they're talking about. I'm right. Listen to me, my chat. So there you go. That's the thing that Rekieta is doing, is copying the Keffels mindset, which is pretty ironic. But there you go. Nick is now copying Keffels' talking point. So that, I'm sure, is going to go well for him.
I think that Lady Raggets and I were not submitting to drug tests, or that we had some way figured out how to plan the drug tests on our own or something. No, none of that's true. We've been complying with drug tests ever since the court asked us to do drug tests. The moment the court said, I need you to do drug tests, we're like, all right, cool. Now, we didn't do a whole shitload of drug tests beforehand. You know why? Because they didn't ask us to. I don't know what else to tell you.
I don't know precisely how to counter that, but there is some weird timeline. That's not they I want to say, and I could be wrong, but I want to say that Health and Human Services asked him to do drug tests, and he and Kayla originally consented and then revoked their consent until it became a matter in the courts, which gave them additional time to get sober. I want to say that's what it was.
People are making big deals out of stuff that they've made up in their minds. And when I try and correct it and say, no, actually, we've been completely clean on all of our drug tests. They're like, the first drug test I submitted, yes, I tested positive for alcohol. That's because I wasn't ordered to not drink alcohol yet.
Okay, so this is the clip we saw earlier on the Twitter. Yeah, so he was still drinking. He was still being the alcoholic even when he had his kids taken, right? So that wasn't enough. The kids being taken originally wasn't enough. He was still drinking. So again, like, it just kind of goes to show nothing has changed in his mind. There's no rewiring in his mind. He hasn't been humbled at all, right? He's still doing the same stupid fucking shit. Not much change. All right, not much change.
That's it. Then on the
bro, what a fucking excuse. There I was as a lush in the middle of a custody case and a criminal case. A criminal case that I paid, what was it, a $50,000 bond for me and my wife, so that neither of us would have to be sober during these criminal proceedings. I was plastered the first time, the first night before my first piss test for the child custody case. And, like, to be clear, his losing his children and going to jail was not wake up enough for him to stop drinking. He had to wait until the very second the line was drawn in the sand by the court system. And then he goes, stupid Kiwi fags. Don't you realize I wasn't court ordered not to be a pathetic drunk anymore?
Yeah, that is exactly the logic he's using. It's fucking It's fucking crazy, man. Like, this is why when you see people make these streams, right? I'm gonna assume that it's only like Kumalot, Chrissy Meyer, other Baldo guards and shit. Ralph probably made a stream like this as well, where you're saying Rekieta get the W on the A logs and shit. It's like, what is the W here? He was. There is no getting a W from the freaking L that Rekieta took up the ass. It's like, you lost your kids because you suck. All right, Occam's razor. You fucking suck. You lost your kids. That's the biggest L. There is no W across it because you didn't really give a shit. You were telling people, I care so much. Your actions, they kind of prove otherwise. So again, there's no real W that Nick can get out of this, right? And for that matter, there's not really a W the kids can get out of this because, again, they're gonna go back to their shitty parents that don't give a shit about them. All right, we can see from the fucking actions. If you give a shit about your kids, you're gonna drop all the perverse shit you've been doing, Nick, but you're not going to. You're gonna, for the love of God, at least not drink as much. All right, you should just cold turkey it, but I don't know, man. Well, you need a legal paper from the government to tell you to stop doing it. The evil government that's against you. You're going to obey that, right? You're going to obey the court order or whatever that tells you don't drink. But again, at the same time, you're fighting the power, right, Nick? You're not gonna bow down to them, even though you've already bowed down. So what is the narrative we're going with? I'm so fucking confused. If I was a Rekieta supporter, either I'd be fucking confused out of my mind and I'd just be like, this guy is a genuine dipshit that can't make up his mind and he's all over the place and none of this shit makes any sense. Maybe the Kiwifarms and Josh are telling the truth. Or I'm going to literally be the fucking stupidest motherfucker ever. I'm just going to listen to this idiot babble on and say whatever word salad comes to his mind. Kind of like what he's doing to Josh in these DMs. And I'm just going to ignorantly pretend like he's telling the truth. Like fucking Kumalot's doing right now. He's going to ignorantly believe that Rekieta's telling him the truth because Nick has been such a truth teller in the past, right? So fucking Kumalot's going to re-pick up his broom, but pretend like what Nick is saying at face value is nothing but a truth. What a fucking catch, bro. What a catch of fucking people, man. What a cast. What a fucking cast. Ugh. Disgusting. If you just joined, we're going ahead and we're reviewing Rekieta versus Null. All right, we're like halfway through it, I think. Yeah. So make sure you hit that like and share, etc., etc. You already know YouTube stuff because YouTube ain't gonna do it for me. Let's fucking continue.
I posted $50,000 bond so I wouldn't have to be sober. Idiots. Like, that's not really a defense. Fucking lunatic.
7th of June, the judge said, no controlled substances, including alcohol. Although that's not in my written order, played it safe. No controlled substances, including alcohol, and you submit to random testing. We were like, all right, cool. Of course. There you go. Done. Our first drug test was voluntary. We brought it to court because we had a hearing. Anyway, long story short, that's how that went. But people still believe that there's a different story out there. That it's like, no. Nick must not be doing this. Nick must not be doing this. Nick must not. Guys, come on. Like, I know that this is the internet and everything's fucking ridiculous, but it's not that ridiculous. Some people are. And some people get like liar tattooed on their cheekbone or whatever, which I thought was bold. But some people on the internet do have like real lives that they get a little over sensationalized, which I've told you guys a lot. A lot of my life is way over sensationalized. And it's funny for a while until it's not, until it has real world impact. And this has had real world impact and the jokes had to stop.
He acts like this is all fake. They found coke. They found a felony level, 25 grams, like a salesman's level of coke in your room with your hot wife, and your child tested positive. And he bemoans the rumor mills for sensationalizing his fucking lifestyle. Like, it's unbelievable to me that this still hasn't sank in. He takes no accountability. I didn't even really like. I don't know. I didn't have any optimism for him, but really, just sitting here thinking about it, like even now, he takes no accountability for anything ever. Even he's still blaming the rumor mills on the internet for his predicament, and not the 25-gram coke rock in his fucking bedroom. Like, unreal.
Getting
Grow
back
the
to
fuck up.
this thing. I knew my kids would be coming home soon. I knew actually the exact date. And again, someday I'll get to tell the story of how this played out, because how it played out should terrify you. Yeah, I know. You're not me. It should terrify you.
I remind you, several people reached out to the police with concerns. Mandatory reporters told the police they were concerned. Nick Rekieta, there is a clip of him near blackout and drunk talking about how he has to drive his kids around in 4 hours. It is impossible for someone that fucked up to get sober at all in 4 hours. And there are people telling the police that they've seen Rekieta DUI and drop off their kids inebriated, which aligns perfectly with what we've seen firsthand. And it's
I'm gonna point out also that just so you know, like a bunch of people were already saying this. Kiwifarms first, and then I started saying it after I heard from a person close to Rekieta. The swinging shit. Everybody was saying that, yeah, Rekieta, swings and is a cuckold or whatever. He denied it for the longest time, but then he got exposed for it, and now it's even more evident because the Aaron thing. So again, anytime Nick says, "Oh, it's the rumor mill," or they're sensationalizing it, or Kiwifarms doesn't know what they're talking about, it's already they're like 1-0 against Nick. They already have a undeniable factual one on this guy. So again, why are you treating it like that's not the case? Maybe he forgot. Maybe he has short-term memory loss or something. Or maybe he just doesn't remember chat. Okay, maybe he just doesn't remember.
not internet trolls. It's your fucking preacher man. It's not internet trolls. It's Health and Human Services. And he's still going to be like, it should terrify you. There I was, drinking and driving with my children in the back seat, minding my own business, when suddenly Karen from Sunday school saw me. She had always been looking for a reason to get me out of the picture, and when she saw the open can of whiskey on my dashboard, she called the police. This could happen to any of you. Like, no, I'm not a fucking retard lush, Rekieta. I'm not terrified of being falsely accused of being a retard fucking lush, because I'm not one.
Because in this county, my case went fast.
There's kids involved.
Should terrify you.
You have a right to a speedy trial, Rekieta.
Considering the absolute dearth of evidence and accusations that they had. I know the internet.
What a defense! What a defense! So many people came out and said I was a dangerous alcoholic. There's no way that they could have processed all these different people saying that I was a danger to myself and my family. This is undue. How did they get probable cause with all these reports coming in? There's no way they could have handled this many people saying that I was a fucking wreck. Come on, this should terrify all of you.
Made a ton of accusations. Guys, the county doesn't accuse me of any of the stuff that you do. Which is why the kids are back home. So in light of this went fast. That should bother you. That should worry you to your core if you're a parent.
Right. Like okay, so now we're just are we circling back to the government route? What are we working with now? I get the story that he wants to push is Nick's the victim, right? Okay, I get that. All right, but like, who are we blaming, Nick? Because you're all over the place. Like, are you blaming the government that was fair to you? right? That you were trying to say was unfair to you. So that kind of contradicts itself if it's being fair to you, right? Who are we blaming here? Who do we have to blame for Rekieta's downfall other than Rekieta himself this time? Because Nick isn't going to hold on to it. He's not going to take the L. He's going to try to deflect it onto other people. So tell me, Nick, whose fault is this time? Is it the government? Is it Alicia Sweep? Is it Elisa Clips? Is it Josh Moon? Is it Kiwifarms? Is it, well, what is it? Who are we working with? All right. I don't know, chat. Maybe you could tell me who's at fault for this. Because it's clearly not Nick. All right. It's definitely not Nick. Nick is never at fault for anything, bro. How would Nick ever be at fault for anything? That being said, though, I want to get a quick water break. All right. Again, if you just joined the stream, you know, make sure you hit the like and share it and yada, yada, yada. I'm going to get some quick water. All right. I'm going to leave you with this jam. I really like this jam. Okay. So number one, remember, you got to tell me who's at fault for this. This is obviously not Rekieta who's at fault. Okay. You got to tell me who's at fault for this. And then the second thing you got to do is you got to tell me what you think of this jam I'm about to play. All right. So far, got a bunch of chats. We got a bunch of what you call it? Votes.
Shut the fuck up for a
got
second.
A bunch of votes.
Okay? Your whole thing.
Nick acting like he's omnipresent and therefore knows how it all went down. Just think if Uncle Drex or Dax and Vito molested his kids. Nick would be like, that's not what really happened.
Oh my god. You know what's fucked up? Nick would do that. Yeah, I mean, we haven't even touched the questionable people. Yeah, Diddler, Dax, Drex, who has nothing to hide, which is why he nuked his entire server and presence off the internet after Kiwifarms exposed him. And Vito, who he was just joking about wanting to touch your kid. Yeah, great people he keeps around. I think Drex distanced himself, although he might be going back on that. I think, I don't know. We'll have to do some investigation on that. All right, we gotta know where Drex is. Again, chat, let me know who's to blame. All right, because again, it's not Rekieta. Rekieta's never to blame. All right, of course. Who's to blame for Nick's downfall this time? Like the stream. Take a vote. I'm going to gonna be right back. All right, I'm gonna play this fancy song that I like. Like the song a lot. I'll be right back though. All right. Okay, all right. Now I know that went a little longer than expected, but I'm back. I hope everybody's refreshed. I know I am. Water's good. Water is good. Shout out to all of you for sticking around. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna continue. I kind of wanna see some of the comments on the mad at the internet thing. Now, this is the original archive right here. Oh, overlay. V2 avatar, whatever you want to call it. I don't know what this is. But the mad at the internet, what do you call it? Comment section. So I'll go over some of these right quick. You got this person saying Rekieta was very concerned about how bad he looked for signing a release form, ignoring that he already looks bad due to giving his kids Coke. True. Josh talking about his Neopets was really cute. I don't know about that. Rekieta 5 minutes ago, there's no way for me. Rekieta 5 minutes ago, there's no way for me to get the body cam released. You don't understand how the law works. Rekieta currently. Okay, I could have released it, but inserts a lot of cope and illogical excuses. That is the that is pretty much, yeah, that is how it works, isn't it? It's pretty, if I could give this thing a heart, I would. That's pretty much how it goes. Mad at the Internet is my favorite anime. Nick whining that people think Josh is more credible. Nick whining that Josh think that people think Josh is more credible than him is probably the most hilarious delusional thing I've heard him say. After much contempt for the blessed archiver comments every time, I too have come to look forward to these streams and therefore rely on said archiver. Philosophy 2 also had voice roles Baldur's Gate 3. His voice is used as one of the options for custom player characters, and he voiced a true NPC who quickly modded into a male and his horrid voice acting. I have no idea what the fuck this is going on. I don't think I'm autistic enough to understand this, but I think, or maybe there's some insiders there. So Rackets is insufferable. Kanye doing Whip It makes sense now. Nick is particularly fond of the lawyer lie. That's when you slant the truth in just the right way to imply a falsehood without actually saying it. I only said there was a loud scream, a red liquid all over the floor, and a knife was involved. I never said you were a murderer. This version say it's over, Nick. People who enjoyed viewing your streams now turn away in disgust. Yeah, I mean, Nick, I guess to his credit, we want to say that, to his credit, he has still a decent amount of people watching him as far as his channel is concerned. Like, he's took a hit, right? He's definitely taken a hit. But you know, there's still some people want to be delusional enough to believe Nick. It's not as much as it was before, but you know, it's still something. So there's still a good amount of enablers there. Mr. Rackets. And I think that's the most important thing to him.
All right, here we go. Don't worry, there's more of this conversation coming. I'm not going to just cut it off here. And I'll make sure and include this so that you know I'm not leaving something out. Consenting to the release of that footage would be one of the most irresponsible things a parent could do. The fact that you don't see that should indicate that you are terminally dun. Just a second. Here. Get a new one here. See that should indicate. The fact that you don't see that should indicate that you're terminally connected to the internet and disconnected from reality. Peace. Which
I'm going to be honest, I'm getting tired of that term, terminally online and shit. Because at this point, it always is the people that are the most quote unquote, like, number one, just the phrase in itself being overused by like a bunch of people is just turning it gay, right? It's just overused. But second of all, it's like the people that usually use that phrase are usually the ones that are the most, right? I remember it goes as far back as Tipster. If you remember who Tipster is, I'm sure you guys know. We were calling out Tipster before, you know, that his protection was used up, right? I was calling out Tipster. Mudahar's wife was calling out Tipster. Everybody else was sweeping for Tipster. You know, Nikki D was sweeping, or at least at the very least, Nikki D was keeping his mouth shut while still shitting on Tipster, right? He didn't call for the hit on him yet, right? Augie was defending Tipster, or like just looking over his bullshit, looking passive. Tom kind of, but was getting fed up with it. Bo Blacks definitely was sucking Tipster's cock for whatever reason. You know, so certain people just pretending Tipster wasn't, you know, the way he was terminally online, one can say. And Tipster himself was just calling other people terminally online, and it's usually the people that use it. Other notable mentions that people don't know who the fuck they are would be Leroy Comboy. Okay, that's another person that is constantly saying how they're above this, a bunch of strangers that she doesn't know. It's fucking weird. The point of it is, stop using that phrase. It's kind of gay. All right, that's what I'm trying to get at. All right, don't use that phrase. It's getting kind of gay. I don't need that. All right, we got enough of that gay, and it's called Nicholas Robert Rekieta. All right, so there's enough of that to go around.
People like trying to psychoanalyze peace. Guys, I've used peace as a send-off forever.
It's just really pathetic that you say peace as a send-off, as if your monologue is done, and then you keep talking because you got to get the last word. There's no psychoanalysis there.
I hate that. Yeah, I really do hate that. When people just, it's like they want to have the last word, but then I get it. I'm not going to relieve names or release names. But I've just had that experience before. Mostly because, number one, you guys probably wouldn't know what the fuck who it is. But also, it's not that big of a deal. It is a pet peeve, though. I'll agree with Josh on that. It is a little peevish.
It's just sad.
So then Josh responds to me an hour later, and he's like, he said peace. Why did he respond? I'm like, Josh, you send a message back. I
hate that. It's
Anyway,
a cop-out.
So he
Stupid
says,
little
then have
cop-out.
April consent. So like, instead of me consenting, I'm supposed to have someone else consent by proxy to get around. Listen to what Josh is suggesting. I'm saying, hey, Josh, me doing this would violate like a court order. He says, have someone else do it by proxy. That won't violate.
It's not by
the order.
proxy. It's not by proxy. I'm not asking you to do something through her. She has a right to consent to the release of the body cam footage. And she's not beholden to any court order about anything related to that. It's not by proxy. I'm offering her independently $1,000, by the way. That's still outstanding. So that's another fucking lie.
Josh, listen to yourself, man. Homie, listen to yourself.
So, okay, so you get the entire point of Rekieta's stream at this point is to discredit Josh and also discredit the Kiwifarms. That is the entire, that kind of also shows priorities too. It's like, you get your kids back, what's the first thing you got to do? Oh, we're going to stream, baby. We're going to stream and try to downplay Kiwifarms and say how they're liars, even though I propped them up for like several years as being, you know, honest and, you know, 100% blah, 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 blah. Now I'm going to take all that back because they started calling me out and I can't have that. You know, that's the entire priority Nick has. I got to go back on the internet and fix my image and bury Josh in the Kiwifarms. That's his priority right there, right? He's learned nothing. Nick has learned absolutely nothing. He's just the same grifting dumbass, the same bad parent he's been for the last, I don't even know how many years or whatever. He's done irreparable damage to his children at this point. Like, there have been instances of this, not even the neglect, but you remember that one time Nick was like cross-dressing or something for whatever reason. I can't believe this guy is gonna just cross-dress on stream for money while his kids are watching him, while also complaining about like the public education system. It just makes no fucking sense. It's like you're doing Like whatever. It's just, or like crying about pedophilia while he's friends with Vito and making these weird pedo jokes with Vito and whatever fucking stupid movie he wants to reference and whatever it's fucking weird. Nick makes no sense. All right, it's just fucked up. It's just fucked up. It's a loony bin. It's a straight up loony bin after a while. You lose count of how much. God, it might as well be the Arkham Asylum. Arkham Epstein Asylum in this bitch, bro. The fuck? Dax Herrera, Vito, Drex. What was it? What was the other one? God, Nick. Add Nick into that fray. Horrible.
Self. I don't want to violate a
Robert
court order, so you're
Barnes.
suggesting I have someone else do it for me?
Robert
that doesn't
Barnes.
make it okay to do.
I'm saying I permit her to. Because he's the reason why she can.
What are you talking about? Yeah, I'll have.
I love how Nick thinks he has this all in the bag. He's like, oh, I got him now. I got Josh now. It's all over. Oh my God. Wait, do we actually still have an hour in this bitch left? Yeah, give or take. Damn, this segment went on for a hot minute. We got to make sure we finish this, though. We'll most definitely have to finish this today. All right, chat? Okay.
Because I have control over her, apparently?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, you do.
You for sure fucking do. This little lady's disappeared off the face of the internet. She was someone who was like she was like the second member of the Still Tone Morning Show. She did like a morning broadcast. She was an active participant in your streams, and ever since this case, she still lives with you, but she's gone. She's not anywhere. Nobody hears from her. That's weird.
Like, what should I like use my puppet strings, or should I intimidate
Oh my
her? Like,
God.
what?
Give her a little bit of crack.
Here. just have her do it. Then it's not you. Fucking insane. But okay. No, Josh, very reasonable. Then have April consent. You were the one who said the footage would exonerate you. I didn't actually say the footage would
Oh my
exonerate
God, here we
you.
go. Here it is. I didn't actually say that. It's like, oh, that is it. That's the lawyer shit. That's the lawyer shit. That's why people, it's not even, dude, that's why people hate this guy. Because he's such a fucking slime ball. You know what he's insinuating. You know what he set up. You know the context of the situation. Here he comes. Wait, hold on. I gotta give my nose longer. I didn't actually say that. It's like, oh my God, this is what makes the internet want to wrap you in a chokehold, Nick. This is exactly the behavior we're talking about. This is what you need to rectify. Your problem, all right?
Believe it's a little fuzzy. I believe
God.
I said
Your memory is always fuzzy when it's inconvenient for you to remember certain things. Isn't that funny how that works out, Nick? Almost like you're a bullshit artist.
that there are things in the footage that may help my case. They may actually be things that break the case. I don't know.
I don't know.
Especially at the time.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Nick, that's a lot of shit you don't know about. Maybe you should shut the fuck up and stop talking. Well, I don't know. My memory's a little fuzzy. I don't know. I don't know. I don't. You really, really need to have a lawyer with a bad memory that doesn't know 95% of the time to really be giving you legal advice on the internet. Am I right?
I had said it. I had not seen the footage. I still haven't seen all of the footage. There's a shitload of it. But this is one of those things where Josh takes something I said and he paraphrases it into a direct statement or accusation or whatever, but it isn't true. And it's the only reason I'm showing these messages is because he's done this multiple times now. And then people believe him and they say that
oh my God, here it is.
He's credible. And I'm not. Well,
okay, there it is. Oh, yeah, I was wondering. All right, so he actually is mad that people believe Josh over him. That's, oh my God. Of course, I should have known the narcissist is going to make a stream about this as well. The narcissist will make a stream about the guy that's getting ahead right now, the guy that has the credibility and shit, because he doesn't want that. Oh God, the similarities with Lily are outstanding, bro. Again, that's what made Lily come out of retirement. Oh my god. Well, I can't have SEN being nice whenever. I can't have people liking SEN. I gotta come out of retirement for this, pal. Fuck my diabetes. Fuck my obese wife. I gotta come in here, pal. Gotta expose SEN. Oh my god. I see why Lily really likes you, bro. You models himself after you, even. You say half about the same fucking deranged, stupid shit all the time as well, so. Man. Again, if there's people that don't know, it's the MrSEN documentary I'm gonna be making. Alright, it's gonna go up on this channel. It's gonna chronicle everything. I'm gonna try to put actual work or like editing into it to make it a fluid experience. I want it to be like that one quote unquote good video that kind of stands out, but we'll see how it happens. We'll see what I'll be able to do, or if I'll get any templates for it, anything. We'll see what happens. All right, I'm kind of inspired for that. I already got a pretty nice thumbnail as well. All right, so well, let's continue. Let's continue with Nick being mad that Josh is more credible than him. Let's go.
I'm showing you the messages because the credibility here is critical. Josh,
If you want to compare everything that we discuss in this to my two posts, it's like 1-to-1. There's very little, almost no, reinterpreting what he's saying. I'm just rewording it to be more concise and to be not the exact language that he used.
just put in an affidavit that I have said things about the search of my house that I haven't said. He put it in an affidavit to the court, trying to convince the court of something, but I didn't say those things. I think it was either him reading someone else's misinterpretation or he just made a mistake. I don't think it's malicious, to be very clear.
I don't know what in particular he's talking about because I asked him for clarity on this point and he does not give me a response that meshes with my understanding of what I said. But there is a point where, I mean, he has said multiple times that he directly accused Health and Human Services Child Safety Supervisor Alicia Sweep of lying under oath directly. And that was something that I put into my affidavit, and I think it made it into the motion as well. If there's something that I said in the affidavit that he disagrees with, and I think that he's complaining about one thing in particular, but I don't know for sure because he just refuses to say it, because it would contradict his public perception of what he's trying to accomplish in regards to spreading rumors about how the police are handling his case.
I don't think Josh is malicious in any of this. I think he's myopic.
I want the fucking body cam footage
for the information.
Give her consent to the release of the body cam footage, and the horror will end. The slobber mutt will be satiated. Why do you deny me? Why do you deny me the footage? The footage!
And that overrides basic reasoning. But I don't think he's maliciously doing it. But here we go. He says, you are the one who petitioned the court to seal discovery. Not true. Actually, I didn't petition the court to seal discovery. The protective order on discovery in my civil case was proposed, guess what, by the county attorney. And my lawyer and Lady Rackets' lawyer independently agreed to it. It's in the transcript on your site. If you just read it, it's right there. They did it in court. And it's also in the order. So again, you normally would have no way of knowing this. Now you actually have a way of knowing this. You just didn't take the time to know it, which is fine, except now you're accusing me of doing this stuff. No. Anyway, insinuating everyone you don't like is a pedophile is an ugly and ineffective tactic. Well, Josh, funny thing, I didn't insinuate anybody that I'm not like.
Dude, such a fucking sleazy comeback. What do you mean by lolly avatars? What do you mean by you fled the U.S.? Put those two things together. Like this is.
So yeah, just for clarity or context rather, I think I do believe that Rekieta was he falls into this trope again that everybody on the East lives do, like whether it's Mutahar, whether it's Nicholas the Oreo, whether it's Larix, or whether it's Lily themselves. They're just like, oh, Lolly fine until Lolly bad or whatever, or it affects them or whatever, or they need to moral grandstand or some shit. Rekieta made a bunch of money off of what he calls Lolly avatars. Okay, that's a fact. Go to the Weeb Wars. It is a fact. Fuck, some of his Discord mods had those Lolly avatars. Funny enough. Okay? Number 2. The only time that Nick started going with the whole anime fans or pedophiles thing is when Pippa Pipkin kind of gave him the boot or whatever. Nick got mad, and then Nick started running with that idea in his head. Even though he didn't have it before, Pippa Pipkin didn't want anything to do with him, what I understand. Then he started going with the whole, it's like the Nux thing. Same shit. Same fucking shit. Happens all the fucking time. So now Nick is doing this. He's supporting Barnes, calling Legal Mindset a pedo for whatever reason. So he's doing all this skeevy fucking shit. And now, here he goes. He's gonna be the skeeber again. He's gonna do this skeevy shit again.
100% of everything he does all the time. He takes this fucking dipshit poisonous concept and then he coats it in this duplicitous kind of roundabout way of putting it, and then he insinuates it heavily, and if you try to grasp it and say you're full of shit, it slips through your fingers like jelly like slime. Oh, I did not say that precisely. It doesn't work. I'm not a fucking judge. I'm not an attorney. I don't have to prove. I don't have to quote you verbatim to prove something. I can show you what you said and what that means to an average ordinary person. And sure, it may not be a fucking defamation claim. I may not be able to sue you for it, but I know what you're saying. And the fact that he's so fucking spineless, as if I'm hankering to go after him for defamation or something. Just be a man for once. Take accountability for your fucked up life, your fucked up family, and take accountability for the shit you say. Just for once. Just one fucking time. For the benefit of everybody. For our sanity. Stop being such a lying cunt for one fucking second. He's literally going to say
popping off,
bunch of lolly avatars on that Kiwifarms, and then cry and whinge. That's not what I said. You can't quote me directly on that. I only implied it roundabout. Fuck you.
I think is a pedophile here. But Josh does this all the time. Go through the list of people that Josh used to like and who he doesn't like now, and look at how many of them he has called a pedophile. It's one of the most common words in his dictionary. This is
oh my God, is Nick really going down this route? Mr. If somebody calls... Wait, hold on, I gotta do the impression. If somebody calls you a pedophile, just call them one back. I swear to fucking God, he said this on a Yellow Flash stream. Nobody said anything. That rebarred fucking Star Wars eating fucking cockroach bitch was there. Flash was there. He was probably blasted out of his mind too. Tug was there. Nobody said anything. This was a literal fucking lawyer on stream telling you to defame someone else. Like literally right there. It's like, that is the stupidest fucking shit anybody could have ever said. And they just let him get away with it. Because he's a fucking idiot. So this is coming from Nick. Nick! Oh, fuck me, dude. The irony.
Amazing case of projection from Josh. But notice in this conversation, I didn't call anyone a pedophile.
Oh my God.
Josh
Here we
didn't.
go again.
I mean, what? Are you crying about Vito? Vito the pedo? He's a pedophile. Mac Carson? He's a pedophile. Who are you complaining about that I've defamed by calling him a pedophile?
Yeah, and I think it's like interesting. Fucking Nick still wants to be buddies with Vito, right? And not only that, he wants to give Vito a fucking defense. Why are you trying to give Vito a defense? You're doing the Tommy C thing where you're like, this guy, is clearly not a pedo. He's just I don't know, like making jokes about being one. All right, because MOC never happened, and that's That kind of shit. It's fucking stupid. Like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Like, listen, man, I can understand Josh's frustration at this point. All right, I can understand it, and he had to actually have a conversation with this dipshit. Once, while Nick had no clothes on, he was shower texting him, and now here, where fucking Nick was possibly touching himself to it. So, you never know what you're gonna get with this guy. Nick is a fucking idiot. All right, let's just continue.
That's not a pedophile. Like, there's nobody I can think of that could whinge.
Josh called somebody pedophiles here. Tried to make me do it, but I didn't do it.
Oh my god!
I said army of lolly avatars.
What a pussy!
Yeah, but I didn't call them pedophiles, Josh. You just have a bunch. There's just a bunch of lolly avatars. I also said you were an illustrated dog. Like it was just a pithy joke. Get over it.
This bro, oh my god. Okay, yo, he's trying really hard to go with the fucking Kiwifarms lolly thing, bro. The fuck is wrong with this guy? Nick, your head moderator had a fucking, it was either a Shota or a lolly as an avatar. You didn't give a shit. I think his name was a Woo. All right, for like the longest fucking time. All right, and you don't give a shit. So, like, what is this, bro? What is this? Why do you like? Why not just say the Kiwifarms or something? I don't know. Also, there is that tangent you went on after the Pippa thing where you're just calling, like, you're insinuating that you think that is pedophilia. So, again, I think it's easy to put two and two together. I'm feeling what Josh is putting down. What Josh is saying. You're a skeevy, weaselly little bitch, Nick. That is what you are. I think we all know that at this point. All right. So let's continue. And again, like, Nick, at the very fucking least, if you're going to go this route or whatever, don't fucking defend Vito, because then that's counterproductive. All right. That's like when the anti-Mr. Beast people, right? They want to say, oh, we hate Mr. Beast because he harbored pedos. And then they tell you not to harass a pedo, right? A registered offender, which is Jake the Viking's brother-in-law, who he's defending. Jake the Viking defending a flex offender, okay? And blaming an 11-year-old child instead, saying that the 11-year-old child was plotting against his brother-in-law. Okay? That bullshit. All right? That's counterproductive to hate Jimmy for harboring a pedo when you're going to defend a flex offender. This is what I'm fucking talking about. None of you people make sense. You're all idiots. All right? And now Nick protecting fucking Vito, right? But fucking, oh, it's Josh, the dog with the lolly avatars, bro. It's like, all right.
But insinuating everyone you don't like is a pedophile is an ugly and ineffective tactic. Well, Josh, maybe you should have a helping of that sandwich.
You said that we should do it, Nick. You said it on a Yellow Flash stream. This was your line of thinking. You said if somebody does it, just do it back. All right? You said, oh, that's good. All right, whatever.
He says, I'll remind you, it was your cocaine and your child testing positive for cocaine who put you in this situation. Those are Joshua Moon's words. I haven't made any comment about this. I'm only reading them for completeness. And I'm not...
This dude will die. I don't know when he'll die. He could be in the next few years. It could be as an old 100. He could live to 500 years old. But regardless, there will come a day where he expires. And on that day, be it next week, next year, 10 years from now, or as a 510-year-old man, there will never be a day where this guy takes accountability for his actions, ever.
Going to make any comment about that now. I have a pending criminal matter. He says, I and my forum do not share responsibility. It's my forum. It's mine. Josh speaking on behalf of the forums again. Well, that's just rich. It's good. Josh, I'm glad you're finally coming around to this, because for years you denied all of this. Like this is my
forum. I own it. What's the confusion?
acting on behalf of the forum. You're acting on behalf of you, and the people do it themselves. But
Jesus fucking Christ. I can't believe Nick is this desperate to try to get a W over Josh. Also, I never thought I'd see the day either, to be frank. Like, Josh versus Nick like this is probably one of the most hilarious things ever. Especially because of all the time Nick was glazing Josh. You guys have seen him. He glazed the fuck out of Josh, praised Josh, defended Josh, all this and that. He glazed Kiwifarms for, again, I want to say 5 fucking years. Maybe a little more. Maybe it was 3, maybe it was 4. But it was a long fucking time. And it sure as fuck lasted throughout all of Weeb Wars, which felt like a fucking eternity. Remember, that's all we had to fucking hear from Nick.
Yes.
I guess it's collective now.
I mean, what an asinine point to make. He's desperately trying to say, like, everything that happens is inherently my fucking fault, but it is my forum. I am liable for things that it does, but I don't oversee there's like 12,000 posts made a day. Believe it or not, I don't agree with everything that happens on it.
So then I said, you're the king of insinuating people are pedophiles. I didn't insinuate anything. I said, are you having a retard action? Because
You didn't see it. What do you mean, Nick? You're in a fucking defamation case because you did it. What are you talking about? The monograph case is a result of you doing it. Are you fucking kidding me? This guy can't be this stupid, dishonest, or maybe his memory is just a little fuzzy. I don't know, man. This guy's an asshole. He's a fucking maliciously bad faith asshole.
I said, lolly avatars. Said also, like normal, your paraphrase of what I said is not precise. Said, peace, Josh. I hope you and your pedophiles have a good day. Josh called them pedophiles. I didn't. But
he's so fucking clever. He's just so smart and clever. His word plays are just so like, damn, dude, this guy is so fucking smart. This dude, he thinks that he's the smartest fucking man that has ever lived.
Moniker. That's on him. So then he says, you are not as smart as you think you are. That's fine. I hope I'm not as smart as I think I am.
Damn. Okay, so wait, I gotta really look at this. Okay. So Nick says one thing and then he proceeds to write something more. Okay, so the gray is Josh. He says one thing and then Nick writes like 2 paragraphs. So it really does look like fucking Nick is the one desperate to keep this conversation going or something. Whatever reason that might be, the narcissism, or maybe Nick has like a 5D chess move. You know, like Dr. Disrespect said he had like a 30D chess move, which involved him saying that he was inappropriate with a minor, right? That was Dr. Disrespect's brand. Like, oh, I got a chess move. Y'all are playing checkers while I'm playing chess. Yeah, so Dr. Disrespect's brilliant chess move is to admit that he had inappropriate combos with a minor while he was close to his 40s. Okay, so that's a brilliant move on his part, clearly. So I wonder what Nick's 5D chess move is going to be for this. I wonder. Anybody want any takers, chat? Anybody know what it could be?
So then, today at 1:03 p.m., I said, by the way, very curious where you think I alleged police planted anything. And this is getting into the meat of the matter.
On the Chrissy Myers show, on the Kumalat show, on any fucking show you just happen to weasel into and start lying through your crooked little teeth. That show?
Because I noticed that Josh said that I said this, but I didn't say that. Actually have specifically avoided saying that.
Let me replay that. I didn't hear that.
Josh said that I said this, but I'm very curious where you think 1:03 p.m. I said, by the way, very curious where you think I alleged police planted anything. And this is getting into the meat of the matter. Because I noticed that Josh said that I said this, but I didn't say that. Actually have specifically avoided saying that. I haven't said it at all.
Oh, did you catch that? And I'll replay that. Instant replay.
And I said this, but meat of the matter. Because I noticed that Josh said that I said this, but I didn't say that. Actually have specifically avoided saying that.
I haven't
said it at
dash.
all.
I haven't said it at all. Oh, did you mean to say that in your muckraking and rumor milling to try and seed as much doubt regarding the authenticity of the police findings that you very specifically in your public appearances and discussions with other people avoided directly stating that they might have planted the cocaine while trying to insinuate that as much as possible? Oh, no. Sorry, I didn't say that at all. It's not that I specifically avoided saying this one specific accusation while trying to say everything except that. I didn't say that at all. M-dash didn't say that. Uh-oh. We may have a tacit admission there. Don't talk about your cases live on live stream, bro.
Oh my god. All right, that was good. I gotta take. I want to see something real quick. I'm curious. What are we at with the teams here? All right. So we got Team Josh at 90%, and we got Team Rekieta at 10%. And this is off of 157 votes. So I wonder, like, what is that percentage? How many voted for Nick? How many people are Team Nick? Is it like 10, or is it like 5, or is it? I don't know. I'm actually curious about that. I want to see one more time. Elisa clips. Because I did reference the Montegraph case, right? And that's why Nick is like on a defamation suit right now, which he's losing. So yeah, I want to reference this. I'm going to play this clip actually. Right here. This is regarding the Montegraph case. So let's see what he has to say.
Still have 2 pending legal matters. One of them involves a state, and the other one involves a stated retard, and that's Montegraph and his little gay lawyer. Oh, I shouldn't call David Schneider gay. He'll say that's he'll probably, I don't know, file another ethics report or something. Whenever I talk, David Schneider files an ethics report against me. He's like, "Oh my God, Nick said something." It's like, yeah, really free speech in yourself there, bud.
But yo, you don't have any right to be making that fucking. Really? Okay, Mr. Free Speech Advocate that was what was it? Hiding people in his chat and going on subscriber only mode. Yeah, Mr. Free Speech over here that was getting called out for a week, deleting. Yeah, okay. All right, Nick. All right. Brilliant display as always, Nick. Love it. Love it. Good job. Good job, bro.
When people insinuated that I meant it, I said, I didn't say that. I have clearly not, I've specifically not said this. If I'm wrong, please, somebody let me know, because I'm pretty sure I've never actually said this, and I haven't seen anybody find it yet. I said, you put it in a motion supported by affidavit. Are you sure you didn't just paraphrase something incorrectly and assume what I meant? I'm pretty sure that's what happened. Or maybe you misread a retarded summary from a forum post. Who knows? So Josh said, you literally said that Alicia Sweep by name lied under oath. Yes. Yes, I did. And that did happen. It was not during the search, however, but Alicia Sweep did lie under oath. In fact, when we left the court hearing, I walked right up to her and I said, you lied under oath and you know it. I walked right up to her. I pointed at her. I said it to her face.
Walked right up to her with that pointy little nose and poked her eye out and said, you lied. You lied. I would know. I'm the biggest liar.
I would be careful how you word that, because that sounds like intimidation. You get off the stand testifying, this enraged, wet brain retard runs up to you and points a fucking finger in your face and says, you're a fucking liar. You fucking bitch.
I will say it every single day. Alicia Sweep lied under oath in Candy, Ojai County. 100% she did that.
He's super okay. So he got caught. He did say this, and even though he may wish to not have said this, he's going to try and like hype up his own honesty. I absolutely 100% admit to this thing, which is in court documents that I can't ever take back. I will 100% using 100% of my honesty confess to this one thing, so as to give credibility to when I deny other things.
I also said the problem with all of this is that when there is no other witness than you and the government agent, you have two options. You have to live with the lie because no one's punishing her, or you have to testify. And testifying to counter the lie does two things. One, it pits your credibility against the government worker. Now, the government worker who works with the CPS investigator all the time, or the judge who works with the CPS investigator all the time and doesn't know you at all, where do you think that credibility default is going to go? Towards the CPS investigator. So I would have to go take the stand and say, no, Alicia Sweep lied about this thing. That didn't happen. And then I would similarly be opening myself up to cross-examination.
Oh, there's Camelot.
When I have a pending criminal matter.
Camelot in Nick Rekieta's chat, ladies and gentlemen. Broom in hand.
You just have to eat shit sometimes.
Yeah, you do, because you fucked up. Yeah, I mean, I understand what he's saying. I get why he just has to eat shit, but I mean, whose fault is that? I guess it's not the police's fault, because I went out of my way to specifically avoid saying this one thing that could be used against me.
I mentioned this with less specificity, but that's the way the system works. Sometimes you don't have the opportunity to call out a lie. Lies go by in court all day. And I pray you're never in a position where those lies impact your children. I really do. Because it fucking sucks, man. You're powerless. You have to sit there. By the way, you can't, like, your lawyer can't object. She lied. How? How do you show they lied? Well, you either have to get a witness up there or you have to have a recording. The recording has to be introduced by a witness. They have to be cross-examined. Sometimes you just have to eat shit.
I mean,
Anyway.
the correct answer to your question, in case you're actually wondering, is don't get into the situation to begin with. This is not simply, if this was simply a matter of child custody based off unsubstantiated reports inflicted on Rekieta by the government, I would feel bad for him. There was cocaine in the house. Nick was a user. He used on stream for months. Like, you could see a visible mental and physical decline in him. So, but it's so weird to me because I am 31. I'm turning 32 this year. And Rekieta is a man who is almost, I want to say 10 years my senior. I think he's 40 or 41 himself. So this guy has 10 years on me. And he's acting like this. He's doing these things. He's endangering his kids. And then when caught out on it in a way that is undeniable to the average person just looking in at what they're saying, what they have as evidence, it wasn't just a coke rock. It was like paraphernalia. They found ways for him to imbibe it. And he's going to look at that and say, it's not my fault. It's everybody else's. And fuck you for having an interest in this case when literally in the most hypocritical way possible. And this is a really interesting thing because it's like most people can never be hypocritical in the way that Rekieta is being hypocritical. Most people don't have a career off commenting on high profile cases, but he's insinuating that I am in the wrong for wanting access to footage that would have been a heyday or a huge earner for him in his heyday. Back when Rekieta was on top, if there was body cam footage of what's his face, Johnny Depp's house with Amanda Heard's shit on his mattress, we would be watching Rekieta smugly laughing, drinking whiskey, looking in the camera, and that coy way that he does, like saying cheers to a $50 super chat about someone's dead grandma with a woman's shit on his screen. But yet, when it's him in his house, and I get it. I mean, I don't. It's humiliating.
Rules for thee, but not for me. That's the Nicky Rackets way.
But he's gonna act. But it's like one thing. Again, it's one thing if he just came out and said, it would look really bad for me, and I don't think I don't want to even risk that something might come out that is embarrassing to the kids, and it's just not in my interest. And I refuse, and I don't want April to consent, and I don't want Kayla to consent. It's one thing to be honest and just admit it, but he can't even do that. He has to pretend that there's nothing on the footage while simultaneously doing literally everything and making every argument conceivable why it should never be released. And chimping out when I find a way to get it that doesn't involve him at all, because now his lie is that he can't consent to it and April can't consent to it, which he absolutely can and has no reason not to, besides him not wanting her to or her not wanting to. And he then has to find some way to make the rumor mill way look bad, which is what this all is. He's trying to explain how I'm either wrong or lying, and it's like, I'm sorry, bro, but I'm not the one that told all your fucking friends the things that you did to get them saying the things that they are.
So, here we go. 100%. So here we go. He says, if you want to point out a specific paragraph in the affidavit you have an issue with, you can, but you're very obvious about what you're doing. Obvious. Josh, I don't know where you think I said this, but I didn't say it. And he's done this.
There exists no subtext. There is no implications about what he's saying. Only the honest, direct truth with no catch-22s possible. Rekieta, as a lawyer, only knows how to speak in plain English.
Before
Just like a
Josh
so
will do
ludicrous.
this. When I talk to him, he'll say, what do you want me to redact or retract or change?
Oh, he's going to do this fucking lie again. What a fucking piece of shit.
I'll make a statement on it. I say,
I'm going to get that. Nigga, mark my fucking words. I'm getting that body cam footage. You're going to spin this fucking lie again, motherfucker. I'm getting it. Swiggity swooty.
I don't want you to delete anything. I don't want you to censor anything. And then he'll say, Nick tried to get me to censor something, or Nick tried to get me to change something. No.
No, I never said those words. I never said those exact words. I only heavily implied it, and implications don't exist. I can. I'll mess
Yo, you know what the funniest thing is? Remember when what do you call it? Nick was grifting off the Vic situation, and he was relying on nothing but implications from the Funimation voice actors. I remember that. Nick was making some. He was pretty hyper focused on implications back there when it came to Real, Marchi, Sabbath. I can't believe the pure lie that this man lives for his career, or internet career, is celeb status, right? What the fuck, bro? That's just insane. How do you do this? How do you just lie like that, bro? It's this is a lie that's been going on for a while. And it's not even like a lie to, I don't know. It's a grand scale one. You know what I mean? It is, it's unbecoming of a lawyer that should have credibility, right? What the fuck? It's unbecoming of people that try to prop up Nick as some truth teller and stuff when he just fucking really will sit there and he's just doing what the Funimation voice actors were doing to Vic, and he'll just say, oh, there's nothing wrong when I do it. This guy is such a fucking, whatever. He's such a loser.
You in the shower for 2 fucking hours, but there's only the exact language used. Bro, it doesn't fucking work. This is not a court. Most people listening to this have at least 100 IQ. They are able to understand these things. It's just who does this work on? You can't. I'm not your fucking kids and wife. My audience is not your fucking kids and wife. They have no reason to trust you. They can look at the logs and say, oh, he's being a piece of shit. I understand this implicitly by looking at them. They don't assume the best of you. They're not your kids. They're not going to be like, oh, well, dad wouldn't lie to me. They're going to look at you and say, oh, this is a fucking shyster lawyer. Everything that he says has a double entendre to it.
Done that. It's amazing how many times he has personally accused me of that. When I do something like this, I'm saying, dude, you're saying something that's not true.
He's doing it constantly. If you don't understand, the implication here is that he's trying to...
Wait, hold on. I gotta think. Wait, how much do we got left? It's 20... Oh, it's only 30 minutes left. I think we can get through this entire thing, chat. What do you think? We should get through the entire Rekieta, the final Rekieta. Nick is like DSP, but instead of pignosis, he has connosis. Just will or has scammed the money for the footage. MrSEN doing the Ralpha male voice is on point. Thank you. I've worked very hard on that. I think we're gonna do one more break so I get some water. All right, I need to stay hydrated. All right, I need to stay hydrated, ladies and gentlemen. M. Holt. Okay, that's the crack addict, the one that kind of looks like Gothic Sushi but isn't. Yeah, that one. All right. But it's time to continue. It's the finale, ladies and gentlemen. Jersh versus Rekieta. Okay, who's gonna win? I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I think we already know that, like. So his audience, Nick's audience, is gonna probably just believe him. They're diehards. When fucking EVS, Dax, and Barnes were making these wild fucking statements about how, like, you should blame the kids and stuff, like, people were still backing Nick up there. So there are literal people that are gonna blame children for Rekieta's actions, which I guess that's a thing now. And again, you kind of see it like on the Mr. Beast side, like the anti-Mr. Beast side. Which I saw this one person get mad because they're like, you shouldn't point this out. It's going to discredit them. I mean, I missed the part where that's my problem. That's their problem. All right. If they want to, like, think that it's a good look to blame 11-year-olds for, like, crimes or plotting against the 16-year-old pal or whatever, that's their fault. Okay. If the anti-Mr. Beast crowd wants to be retarded and give Jimmy an out with that, you know, a PR out, that's their fault. That's not my fault. That's their fucking fault, all right? You can't blame SEN for everything, unfortunately. All right, I'll take ownership from when I've been gay, and I've been pretty gay in the past, ladies and gentlemen. I've been doing this since I was a confused young lad. All right, so I needed to know the ways of the world. All right, now more like the ways of the interwebs and how these people fucking work. That's why I can see someone like Nick, and I can just dissect it, because not only have I been on the inside, right? It's obvious. I've told you a bunch of this shit before it's happened for a reason. Probably not a smart idea though. Overall, as somebody referenced, they're like, there are a lot of people that don't like you. Yeah, there's a reason, but you know, it is what it is. You know, I hold no real ill will towards people that try to throw shade or anything. And even there, I've seen that it's kind of divisive, you know, even in the Kiwifarms, they think, you know, this and that, but it's all right, because I won't maul about it like Nick, right? I'm not going to spend 24 hours monitoring any little thing that's said about me or whatever. It's just, that's just the internet, pal. Sometimes you're going to rub people the wrong way, but that doesn't mean you have to pull a Nick and, I don't know, do a bunch of cocaine, endanger your kids' well-being, neglect them, get people to Janny sweep for you like Kumalot, Ralph. Nick Rekieta owned the A-logs. Cry more. I don't know if I actually have a good Ralph impression. I hope I do. I get a kick out of fucking doing the Ralph thing. It's like, we're going. Okay, well, that wasn't a Ralph thing. We're going to war against the A-logs, okay? Or some shit. I don't know. Somebody give me some good Ralph quotes that I should try to fucking say, because I don't know. Like, memeing Ralph for some reason is just like a really funny thing. Even though he's not like overweight anymore, it's still funny because it's like Ralph, right? I don't know. It's funny. But it's even funnier that fucking Nick birthed the bridge with Ralph at one point, right? Now he has the bridge back with Ralph for whatever reason, and it couldn't be at a worse time. Like, why are you rebuilding the bridge with fucking Ralph, right? Like, you question the veto thing, right? And that's already like a red flag. Then why are you rebuilding the bridge with fucking Ralph of all people? It doesn't make any fucking sense, right? So we go from one deadbeat dad to the other. It's, you know, it's just kind of weird. Whatever. What do I know? Nick is playing the 5D chess moves over here. All right, he's the guy that's playing the 5D chess move, just like Dr. Disrespect was playing the 5D chess move, where he's like playing everybody. All right, yeah, we don't need to make sense of it, chat. It's okay. All right, let's continue. Josh versus Nick.
Trip me up and get me to admit that I lied about something in an affidavit which is signed under perjury. That's what he's trying to accomplish. The issue is that I didn't lie about anything in the affidavit. It's all true to the best of my knowledge. So, like, what I'm saying is, bro, I know what you're fucking doing. I'm not fucking retarded. I'm a fucking adult. Like, I get that you're trying to trip me up on your fucking on the affidavit, so you can say, oh, he knowingly lied, which I didn't, so that he could get it thrown out, so that there wouldn't be a recording at the omnibus hearing, which is what he's trying to do. He's trying to get more records squelched because it will make him look bad. It's so fucking obvious. But he has the audacity to sit here on live and pretend that's not what he's doing. Like, I don't understand how you can even pretend that, because it's so fucking obvious to anybody that has any fucking clue about what's going on. But this is one of the big things, and I've said this before and I'll say it again. One of the most shocking things that you'll see when you deal with people like this is that they will lie to you about things you don't even understand why they would lie about. People, and they're the hardest people to deal with, because the average person has like a baseline level of trust in their fellow man. And when someone says something, you just kind of assume, well, they don't have any reason to lie. And that's how society works. But then you have people like this who have like a personality disorder who just lie constantly. And it's like, it fucks up everything, because your base instinct, like people don't lie unless they have a reason to, goes out the window. You have to automatically assume that he's lying about everything just because he gets a delight from lying sometimes. Like, just because he feels like he's smarter than people when he makes them believe things that aren't true. In this case, he has a motivation that's pretty obvious, but it's very difficult to deal with somebody who lies second nature, because like, I've at least doubled the time of this video, even though I'm trying to let things slide as much as possible, because the time that it takes to like point out that somebody's lying is always more time than it takes to actually lie. It's so much more effort to undo a lie than it is to tell one. And that's why people who are chronic pathological liars get away with so much bullshit, because it's just so much effort to try and entangle somebody and defeat them at what they're actually saying.
Well, what do you want me to change it? No. I'm just letting you know it's not right. That's literally it. Do whatever the fuck you want with it. So here he goes. Everything I've said in the affidavit was true to the best of my knowledge and ability. Yeah, that's fine, but your knowledge and ability are lacking. Sorry, Josh.
And then he does this thing. He's like, when he tries to message me and I call him out on shit, and he doesn't get what he wants with his gambits, he goes, well, I'm only texting you about this matter so it benefits you. I have reached out the fact that we're not friends and I don't like you, and I openly imply things about you in your forum, but I reach out for your benefit so that you know better. It's like, it didn't work. Back in the day, it didn't work with the shower text. I know what you're doing. You're not reaching out for my fucking benefit. You're not reaching out a friendship stick to impart knowledge.
That's the classic Nick thing, though, right? He's like, I'm doing this for your benefit. I'm Nick Rekieta. I'm over here, and I can only, yeah, like oh my god, this guy, man, this guy is a laugh. He is a laugh. All right.
You're doing something.
So then we go back to me responding to his Alicia Sweet thing. I said, she did. That was not during the warrant execution. It wasn't. It was after.
Okay.
I said, I'm just trying to tell you that I have not alleged the police planted anything, which I have not. You misunderstood or read someone's summary who misunderstood.
Okay,
right,
so
give me a second. We'll go on.
This, man?
Sorry to do this way.
This is directly after, by the way, my post where I talked about the sheriff's thing. So immediately after that, he messages me to clarify that he never alleged any wrongdoing by anyone who just so happened to be there on the day that the search warrant was executed and people had body cam footage on. But, you know, there might have been other people lying at other times and people trying to hinder him, and people before the search who were lying about things to get probable cause. But I never said anything about people on the day with the body cam footage on. That never happened. I never said anything about that. That could be dispelled by the release of the body cam footage. Just letting you know right now that nothing released by the body cam footage would dispel any rumors that I've created. It was always before or after the search warrant execution. Okay, nothing happened on that day. Everything was fine and above board. The search warrant was executed perfectly and nothing bad happened. Just so you know, Josh, I love you. Just so you know, I wish you $1 million. I wish you 1 million hours of body cam footage from other people. Nothing happened that specific day that the police could dispel by releasing the body cam footage. Okay, just between us. Thanks. Bye. Love you. Like, oh, damn, bro. the complexity and layers of Sir Baldo's attempts at dispelling rumors. He really is a Machiavellian king who
Yeah, that is how he tries to portray himself. That's so funny.
can get away with anything because he's just so clever in how he ravels his tales.
And like, I guess like a general question, what the hell did you ever like in this guy? I guess to the people that are personally close to him, you know, like, do you vibe with this kind of fucking mindset? Do you vibe with this kind of like human being that does this shit? I wouldn't be able to like, can't imagine being able to work with this guy and not think he wasn't gonna backstab me at some point, or just actually liking this guy. It kind of like I wonder what's in that psyche, bro. I don't want to get psychology-ish, right? Because that's gay or whatever on the internet or something. But it does give me like a little bit of morbid curiosity into like the people that like really fuck with Nick. And I don't mean like giving him a fair shake and cover, like during the example the Keffel situation, he was in the right there, right? Certain situations he's been in the right. But for this, and ever since lately, he's been hitting that downward spiral. And then you kind of just don't even want to like, even if he's in the right on something, right? It's so hard to tell because he's just muddied the water for himself. But for the people that are really, really close to him, like Kumalot, like what do you see in this guy, right? Like what is so appealing about the way he just kind of comes off like a snake, right? Or somebody you should watch out for because he'll fuck you over. He's fucked other people over. He's burned bridges over stupid shit, right? I mean, he's fucked his own kids over. So again, I don't know. What's the appeal to Rekieta, really? He doesn't seems kind of boring too. If you're looking for somebody that's quirky and funny, I mean, I don't know. He's kind of like just not there. Maybe it's the clout thing, but doesn't Kumalot have more clout than Nick technically? I don't know what's going on, man. Maybe it's the nose. You know, maybe it is the nose. Maybe that's what they're into. It's the nose. The nose is what the seller is right here. It's this thing right here, chat. The nice nose. Nicky the nose.
No, he's not. He's not so blatant a child could understand what he's doing. He's really smart. Trust me.
Here we go. I said, you misunderstood or read someone's summary who misunderstood. I may have suggested multiple times over the years that no one should consent to a search because you don't know if police will even inadvertently place something. So, but I've made no public accusations regarding the planting of evidence. So maybe someone misinterpreted my explanation that police have to prove that I possessed what they alleged, and there are facts which make this issue complicated. There are. I said, Alicia Sweep lied, stating that I prevented her from accessing the bedroom and closing the door. That was a lie under oath. That was a lie under oath. A CPS worker named Alicia Sweep in Candy, Ojai County, Minnesota, lied under oath in the case against me. There's no way around it. That happened.
Yeah, I wish there was some way around it.
The system is that there was no way to counter the lie without testifying. Testifying would have been a bad move at the time. Very true. Very true. So Josh responds, look, mate. He's Australian now, apparently. You're
True,
a
I am.
pathological liar.
On every level except physical, I'm an Aussie.
Josh. And you are blatantly engaged in manipulation against everyone you talk to at all times for no apparent or good reason possible. And let me just go ahead and say this. If someone is accused of always manipulating people for no reason, I'll humbly suggest they're not actually manipulating people.
Or they're a pathological liar. Who, like, again, this is also like a
This dude has lied so much. Like, it's just go to Kiwifarms and go to his thread. All right, like you'll find. I promise you'll find hours of things he's lied about. All right, it's okay. So typically, it's true. Yeah, if somebody tells a lie, it's to unravel it. It's annoying, but again, I guess that's one of the good things about the forums, right? Josh's forum and stuff. They'll put receipts, right? They'll put receipts, and they'll put what they think is like an accurate enough timeline, and usually it's good enough. I mean, it's way better than fucking Rekieta. All right, like it is factually more credible than Rekieta, but then again, a lot of things are. So, you know,
Lie. People who have pathological lies, or liar, or whatever the fuck, anti-personality disorder, they lie about the most mundane shit that they do not benefit from lying in a way that can be disproved, about things that don't fucking matter and that nobody would have any reason to lie about. I don't know why. They'll lie to you about what they did that day. Like someone, you could be talking about to somebody like this, and you could say like, "Hey, what'd you do?" And they said, "Oh, I went to the fair." I'm like, "Oh, did you have fun?" "Yeah, had lots of fun." And then they didn't go to the fair. They stayed at home and played a computer game. "Well, why did you say that you went to the fair?" "I didn't," they'll say. And it's like the most clusterfuck conversation ever. What the fuck do you mean you didn't say that?
Is that why Nick has such a fuzzy memory about everything? He's like, I don't know. I don't remember. My memory's a little fuzzy. Oh,
You went to the fair. Why would you lie about that? And then why would you lie about lying? And they're like, I don't know what you're talking about. That's just what they do. They lie continuously for no fucking reason about things that don't matter and that nobody should have any reason to lie about. And it lights up some part of their brain that is inexplicable to a normal person, which is why the lies work to begin with. They just don't get it, but it happens.
I mean, you can believe whatever you want. I'm not here to change that. I can't. I can't manipulate you into believing me. If I could, I'd be way richer. All right? Here's the crazy thing. Josh can never figure out what the manipulation is. It's just that what I tell him doesn't fit his story up here.
That's wrong. Like, he will lie for no reason whatsoever. The first thing with the forum, he'll constantly message me and just say XYZ on the forum is wrong. And he's very heavily implying that if I were a good person or a friend or whatever, I would help him correct those false narratives. Either by some sort of direct moderator action or just by posting in his defense. But he's trying to like supplant this thought into me that could cause an action. And then if I confront him on that, and I just say, like, I'm not going to post in your defense, I'm not going to delete things, he gets defensive and says, well, I didn't ask you to. Which is true, I guess. But it's really heavily indicated by what you're saying. And the fact that you keep fucking saying it. And that you don't let it go. And that you do it week after week. It's just, like, number one, that's wrong. And then the second one, you're trying to trip me up so that I say something that you can use to try and combat the motion to allow recording. You're trying to say that I lied under oath, and I didn't. Like, I can very succinctly describe what you're trying to say.
Doesn't fit Josh's story up here. He can't fathom how it happens. But Josh is retarded. I love him. He's a lovable retard, but he is. His life is not a normal person's life, and that is fine.
God.
But it may.
Oh my God, Nick, you. Shake my head, my head. Shake my head, bro.
Makes him have trouble identifying with other people in real situations.
All those things are like just the way he talks about people in general is always duplicitous. Like, it's always underhanded. He says, like, Josh is retarded, but I love him. He lives a very shitty existence. But that's okay. I don't know. Can I whip that up? Can I turn that on him and say, like, Rekieta is a lush, which he can be. There's no law against that. His child tested positive for cocaine. Happens to the best of us. He lost custody. But, so did Ralph. I mean,
the A-log said I'd lost. The A-logs know I got a W. The Ralph Mail.
Like, come on, how smug can you possibly fucking be? Well, like, just for the love of fucking God, be a man and say what you want to say.
Nick makes weird freaking kid jokes like Vito, but that's okay. That's not sus at all.
Without apologizing for it or like pretending that you're being nice while you do it. Just can't. just can't. And that's okay, chat. That's okay. Some people,
That's okay for fucking Nick to be making weird jokes like Vito, who talked about touching kids. That's okay, chat. There's nothing illegal about Nick doing that at all.
people are just fucking retards, chat.
Nick is just a fucking sussy person.
People are just fucking liars. But you know what? That's just how it is. And that's okay.
Over and over. And
That's
shown
okay.
Through it's actually kind of a joke on the forum itself. He just doesn't get it because he doesn't live in the world that other people do. He lives in a world of nastiness, of crazy.
I thought you didn't read the
mean
forum.
people.
There he goes. There it goes. There it goes. He's trying to bury Kiwifarms again. What is this, like the 20th time I've lost count in this fucking... Oh my god. This is my main issue, okay? It's just I'll narrow it down to one. Okay, there are multiple issues you can take with what Nick's saying right now, but I'll narrow it down to one. You were building these people up for several years as the opposite of what you're claiming now. Like, what is wrong with you? At best you're incompetent, at worst you're just ass mad. Like, what are you talking about? You fucking dumbass. I don't know what a lush is, truthfully. But I'm hearing a lot of people call Nick that, so I'm just gonna call him a lush too.
Of antics that go beyond the normal bounds of human comedy.
He's sounding a lot like Keffels now. Remember when Keffels was trying to like badmouth Kiwifarms? Wasn't she or he or whatever the fuck it is? I don't know, bro. I don't play these games with like, you know, you don't know what you are, you just don't know what you are. You're just in existence, I guess. I've always liked calling Keffels Lucas though, so it's like, wasn't Lucas using these same fucking talking points against Kiwifarms and they were having their little downfalls? So now Nick is just copying Lucas's talking points, so that's the thing now. Cool beans.
He doesn't live like he doesn't even live like me, and I'm ridiculous. His is more so. But all right.
You're not ridiculous. You're a danger to children. You have sex with weird strangers in the other room while your children sleep. You're a danger. You're like, what the fuck? You have 26 grams of cocaine in your vicinity while you have kids. All right, that you are a danger. You are objectively a danger. All right.
For the record, I have never been charged with any crime. I have never endangered a child. I have never done hard drugs, Nick. I live in a different country, but everything that I do, above board, perfectly fucking normal. Don't do any weird degenerate shit. I just stream to the internet and live someplace outside the US. I don't know how that's weirder than banging crack rock, fucking two bitches, calling your wife and the mother of your children someone whose body was destroyed by pregnancy, and letting your 8-year-old do coke. I don't know how you could even possibly attempt to internally rationalize that thought.
He goes, yeah, apparently manipulating everyone all the time. Nothing you tell me will ever be taken at face value, and in this instance, it's just another obvious lie that makes me roll my eyes. Notice what Josh hasn't done. He has not found.
I know what he's going to say. The reason why I don't tell him what he's lying about is because he fucking knows what he's lying about. I'm not writing these so that they can be read on the internet. I'm writing these to him. Rekieta, I know that you're a liar. You know that you're a liar, and you know that I know that you're a liar. There's no point delineating over the facts and talking about what you're lying about, because I know that you're a fucking liar. And you know that. And I know that you know that. So let's cut to the fucking chase. Let's get to what I actually have interest in. Let's summarize this more concisely, because I got other shit to do.
The instance where I have said what he says I said. He says, I know you think it's very, very clever to continuously imply things so you can backtrack what you said immediately. Like that time you were talking to some blonde woman and basically said the government plants evidence all the time. The government plans for evidence all the time. They do. It's news story after news story after news story. We find it over and over and over. And he says, when she directly asked to confirm if you were saying that happened in your case, which was an obvious follow-up because it was plain that you were implying that. I wasn't. I was simply saying why you don't consent to searches ever. He says, you backtracked it immediately. I said, I didn't say that. I've never said that because I didn't and have never said that. It's amazing. He's like, you told the truth. Yes, Josh. He's like, see? So your truth was a lie because you meant it to be. No, Josh. You needed it to be. But I never said that. That's the whole point.
Wouldn't the body cam footage exonerate him if they did do that to him, though? That's why, like, again, like, it's just these things, man, the little things.
Point of all of this.
He
says, you do this continuously. You insinuate through gritted teeth. Oh, shit, I didn't get the more. I'll read it to you. The more says, I mean, maybe I'm hiding something. You insinuate through gritted teeth that XYZ happened, and it was a knowingly malicious and deliberate effort by a state actor to accomplish some evil deed at your expense. Then when pressed, you look away from the camera and say, well, I didn't say that. Except I don't do that. Again, it's amazing because for his thing to be right, his premise is that requires me to...
Shout out to Joshua Mendoza. Hi, Noel. Can't wait to watch this and Maddie tomorrow. How you doing, brother?
Do the thing that he needs me to do. It's very circular. I have to be making the implication to then deny the implication. But I'm denying the implication because I didn't make it.
If it was one or a couple people, you know, dents who were confused about what was being said, maybe that would work. But it's not. It's Robert Barnes, Viva Fry, it's Camelot, Chrissy Meyer. It's all these people who are direct acquaintances of you who seem to have this misunderstanding that the police did things that you heavily implied in conversation when discussing your case.
Wait a minute, Josh. You forgot Ethan Ralph of the illustrious Killstream. You forgot about him, Josh.
Deny when it comes to a yes or no question. If it wasn't something that you were doing, and maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. It doesn't have to be. Maybe it's not his direct intention to create that rumor, but the rumor exists. That's all I'm saying.
So anyway, he says, I'm not one of your children. You can't
Rumble
lie to
shuts
me.
down.
Oh, dude, my children are way better lie detectors than you are, Josh. He said, Josh, the hardest thing for you to realize one day is that I don't. So please go back and find me actually accusing the police of planting anything in my case. Now, Josh ran to the forums again right after I sent him this, and he said, Nick dared me to do it. No. I
He
didn't
did.
dare you
How-
to do anything.
How
Jesus Christ.
and how am I supposed to interpret this? Please go find something. Like, if that's not a direct incitement to go do something, i.e. a dare,
Wow.
what the fuck is? You're asking me to. Okay,
Wow.
I will, fucker.
Baldo,
Watch me.
man. What is
Find it.
wrong with, dude? What's wrong with Baldo, man? Oh my god. There's just no fucking way. This is an actual person. Like, just when I think he's gone too far, we can't sink any lower, bro. We can't sink any lower. The Baldo. Fucking I don't whatever.
He says in his affidavit, sworn under oath, to be truthful, that I said this, but I didn't say it. Like, please go find it. He says, I will. I intend to compile a list of every time that you implied that someone from the police department did something wrong to you.
I do.
Knock yourself out, I guess. You've been doing it since your first stream out of jail.
He did.
I'm going to have to do this anyways because it's the only way to justify getting the body cam footage released without your consent, and you've got April locked down.
He does.
Shackled to the floor, unable to move. She's not even a real person. She has no will, Josh.
Dude, I'm like 100% Nick is coping. You can't tell me this isn't a cope. You can't tell me this is a W for Nick, bro. Okay, like this. How is this a W for Nick? How is he owning Josh here? dude. Like, how is this an own on Josh? How is this an own on the Kiwifarms? He just looks like a fucking idiot. I guess it's an own because, like, his fan base believes him, I guess. And they're just gonna willingly believe him, I guess. Maybe that's how it's a W. This guy is fucking idiotic, though. This guy's genuinely fucking stupid. I don't understand. How is this a W for Nick? What? What is the W here? Chat, what is the fucking W? I don't get it.
And don't even try that. You've been lying about who you were and what you stand for since the first time you cut on a fucking camera. I think he meant put
True.
on? Got on? I'm not sure.
Cut on is how you say it in Florida, okay?
Look, my phone fucks up all the time. I'm not criticizing him. I said,
No, that's... Have you never heard of cutting on something? You cut on the TV. The motherfucker don't know English. That's how you cut on the TV. You cut on the phone. Cut on the webcam. What are you talking about?
nope. Other people project onto me. That's not my fault. That being said, I wish you well in your endeavors in regards to finding those accusations. It's true. I wish him well. I wish him well. So here we go. Let's get the rest of this shit. Oh boy. I know this is wild fun,
Dude.
guys.
This guy is
Is that the end?
such a...
That was the end of the
dude,
conversation.
This guy is such an idiot.
Oh my god, there's
This is gonna
more.
get very meta here because there's screenshots in this one. I know this is
It's
wild
almost
fun.
over.
And we'll get on with the case update when we're done with this.
Wait, so he's just he had to add this entire portion to his regular stream because he got mad that Josh is more credible than him.
Josh conversation. We will. So here we go.
What the fuck, dude?
So finish with the accusations. There's only one screenshot that matters because the other two are you've already seen. It's just a repeat of the earlier conversation. We'll skip those in a second. He says, thanks. And it said, Josh, are you lying intentionally or just chronically imprecise? And then I screenshotted his post. He says, King Baldo has again reached out through a system of ropes and pulleys to declare the following. Here's what he paraphrased into. He has never said the police did anything wrong during the execution of the search warrant. That's actually not what I said, and that's not true.
It's not
Yes!
true.
Yes!
It's not true.
Yes! This entire sit-through has been worth it.
I believe I've said they've made mistakes. I haven't said anything about what they are, but I did not say they haven't done that they did nothing wrong. I just said they didn't. I never said they planted evidence.
Chat, let's do a quick poll arena right here. Do you believe that the Kandiyohi County Sheriff's Department did something wrong, might have done something wrong during the execution of their search warrant based off Rekieta's last statement? Question mark. Vote 1 for yes. Vote 2 for no. Let's create a poll here. Oh no. I used an apostrophe. The
What a
poll is
W
ruined.
for Nick, man.
I'm going to consider all votes to be yes. Do not vote if you have a contrary opinion.
Camelot
to what-
was right, bro.
what I'm
Epic
trying to
Nick
do.
W. Unanimous, bro.
This is what Josh has done. He has shifted the language and moved the goalposts to make his lie, his version into
What
a
the
form.
My lie.
His lie?
Mother-
What?
Dude, him trying to turn this and be like, he's the one that's actually lying. No, I have oh god, what's that fancy word for when you have like divine right? Providence. I
Providence.
have providence, and I speak from the chair. Everything I say is true.
Because he can't be.
Nick.
He had all
Nick, this is so shameful. I can't believe you've been reduced to this, man. Like, what the fuck?
these messages. He had them. But his paraphrase is imprecise. And it's really important because, again,
Then post on my fucking website. Oh my god, I lost my point. I clicked in such a rage. I lost my website. Post then. Just make a fucking account. Why are you messaging me? Stop fucking messaging me. I don't want to talk to you. I not want to speak to you for like 2 years now, and you keep messaging me. Please. Just make a fucking.
You know, he has a point though. Like, why is Nick continuously messaging Josh? Because again, we saw how this started, and we saw how they all the other ones start. Nick reaches out to Josh all the fucking time. It hasn't changed. This is the dynamic. Even though Nick wants to act like he's the one. Oh, I have the high ground and shit. Well, why are you still fucking? Why are you still talking to Josh? Like, what are you? What's the point? It just doesn't make any sense.
Account. Don't understand.
Of ropes and pulleys to declare the following.
Okay, I already went past this.
This is what Josh to make his lies version into a form of truth. Because he can't be. He had all these messages. He had them. But his paraphrase is in.
Dude, like, I want to be honest. By the end of this, like, I can't imagine a better. The Nick versus Josh thing is amazing. It is like, this is the most Kino shit I've ever seen, bro. This is funny as fuck.
Precise, and it's really important because again, Josh put under oath, swearing that it was true and correct. That I said a thing that I haven't said.
If I wrote it in the fucking affidavit, it's true to the best of my knowledge, Rekieta.
Through his lawyer. I didn't do that to him. I sent him
Nick is such a piece of shit, bro. It's so funny.
a message. But he did this, and then when
Dude, he's like, he sounds, the way he's like ending his voice. There I was, talking to my friend, Joshua Moon, with nothing but love in my heart. And I just wanted to tell him things as a friend. And he wrote to the government under oath.
Dude, if you pretend to hate liars or whatever, you better, like, how do you, like, go on the internet and you pretend to hate, like, people, right? Like, that lie and shit, but you're friends with Nick. I don't get it. I don't fucking get it. And I mean, like, secret group chats, which, by the way, I already know there's a secret group chat for Flashcast that a bunch of hijinks go on in there. Because you know why? Because Lily leaked it. So yeah, that was a thing. Lily, you already know, lovely Lily. Yeah, he leaked it several times because he thought he was cool for hanging out with Flash and Tug, and Nick is in there as well and shit. Don't know what's going on in the official Flashcast group chat that Lily would always go ahead and leak and be like really happy and really cool because he has a little clout that Yellow Flash and Tug have. Which, by the way, Lily shouldn't even have a channel. The only reason he has a channel is because he's bypassing certain rules. Like, he got demonetized because he was saying some outlandish over-the-top shit, which kind of, like, involves, like, countries and kids and stuff. Children, whatever. So he got axed for that. He was also doing other, like, the over-the-top fucking threats and, like, words and stuff, but whatever. He got his channel, like, was yeeted and shit. So he made a new one when it wasn't supposed to, and he got Tug to promote it back when he was at the top of his Johnny Depp clout and shit. Right? So this guy, Lily, is so pathetic. He can't even build up a channel by himself. He needs Tug to give him handouts and shit. And then he's so pathetic that he goes around bragging to fucking internet strangers about how he's in the Flashcast, and he's in the Flashcast DMs, the group chat, and he's sharing it, and he's leaking it, and he's so stupid. He's such a fucking loser. He's a 30-year-old. He's probably almost on his 40s too. Fucking diabetes-ridden motherfucker. Married, if I go into who he married, then that would prove not quite favorable, because it'd be like, oh no, yeah, no, that's too far. So we'll just say, yeah, is that it, Crow? Andrew. Oh my god, I don't even know how I got on this. I think it's because, like, it was like something about Tug, wasn't it, or something? I don't know, but it's funny. Oh, I was wondering how Rekieta is in what's going on in the Flashcast group chat now. If Nick's still in there, or are they still doing the hijinks or whatever? That's what I wanted to know. That's what I was pondering and shit. Okay.
lies about what I told him. Chat, it's not fair. Not fair, chat. Why would he do this to me?
Say, hey, John, I didn't say that. Now he's like, he's changing it, and he's changing the language that he used. It's amazing. So he goes, search warrant on his premises, and both dares me and wishes me luck in finding evidence to the contrary to support a petition to the Candioi County Sheriff's Department. I said, this is not what I said. And I also didn't dare him. I did wish him luck. Or I think I wished him well. I wished him well. I didn't even wish him luck. Very imprecise, Josh. How embarrassing. All right, here we go. Let's get to the next one. I'm going to skip the screen grabs. This is the last one.
Last one, chat.
So we can stop the suffering soon. Here we go.
Oh my God, Nick, the suffering never stops with you. Let's be honest.
Guess I got to get the whole thing just so people back to where we were. It says, "Can you give me a quote then?" What? Are you a newspaper? You're going to publish a quote? I said,
I mean, you're arguing that what I posted was incorrect. Give me a fucking quote about what you want in the fucking post, Nick. You're the one complaining. I'm not fucking asking you for a comment. You're the one complaining about what's on the fucking site. Again, just tell me what you want. What the fuck do you want? Stop this bullshit.
I also never dared you to do anything.
Nick, what the fuck, dude?
Then he puts a screenshot. Please go back and find me actually accusing the police of planting anything in my case. I said, I'm literally asking. I'm not taunting or daring you. I know what I didn't say. If I messed up somewhere and alleged that, I would want to know. We both have an interest in that allegation. So look, man, I've literally only ever contacted you for your own information.
That's such bullshit. It's such bullshit. It's such a fucking lie. Not a single time ever in years has Rekieta messaged me in a normal fucking context. Not once has he said, like, here's what I'm doing today. Here's a picture of my activities. Hey, how are you doing today? Is this true about, what are you up to? How are you feeling about this? There's no conversation between us that's like for your information or like friendly. It's always like, so I've seen some comments on the Kiwifarms about hedonism too. Just want you to know that it's all bullshit. Just so you know, Josh, it's bullshit. All that stuff that they're writing, it's bullshit. And it's like, then over time, it's all not bullshit. You're hot wifing. You're with the M. Holtz.
There it is.
You got fucking, what's her face, April, living at your fucking house. You got 25 grams of crack rock in your bedroom.
Yep, that's how it is. It's not true, and then it gets exposed, and then Nick never acknowledges that he was wrong, or he never acknowledges that he lied, right? There you go.
And it's like all those conversations where he just tried to like, hey buddy, how you doing? You want to talk about this fucking post on the Kiwifarms? I don't like. It's like, it's all vindicated. They're all everything that he's messaged me about to complain about has been vindicated over the passage of time, and these fucking conversations are gonna go down vindicated in the next 3 goddamn months. It's just so obvious. I don't know. I'm subjecting myself to it because it's like but normally when he's just like ranting about the form, I don't even listen to it. It's like with Ralph or whatever. Like I don't care about what you people think about me.
But Ethan Ralph of the illustrious kill stream, you A-logs.
Is the hot topic. So let's rant and rave, chat.
Times that I'm demanding a retraction or correction. I always tell you no. Trying to convince someone else to correct the record for an internet audience is nonsensical. So there you go.
Nick.
Joshua Moon. I don't like doing that. I really don't.
What the fuck?
But dude, the guy just fucking lied about what I said. He
What
lied.
the fuck?
He lied. He's very specifically taking issue with the dare part, and it's like with the we. It's like, does it benefit you to be such a pedant? Hey, if you want to be better understood, maybe you should just say what you want to say instead of doing this roundabout fucking implication bullshit that never fucking worked because you're not smart enough to pull it off, and the people that you talk to are aware that you're a fucking shyster liar that lies constantly. Maybe you should maybe just be direct. Number
Yeah, it probably should have been like a red flag when I found out that um, the Fuda guy like idolized Nick and tried to copy their mannerisms and all this stupid cringe shit. Yeah, that probably should have been kind of a red flag right there. So
happens.
About what I said in his affidavit that he filed with the court.
Which he couldn't provide a paragraph out
And
of
then when
that
I'm
he
like,
had
"Hey,
issue
dude, I
with, by
didn't
the
say
way.
that." He's like, haha, you did. It's like, where?
dude.
Sorry.
Sucks to suck.
Dude, this man. This man, bro.
All right, that is the balldo segment. I'm sure we're all relieved that that is over.
That was great.
Cool. So yeah, since the topic is out there, if you have clips from any stream from a high-profile, reputable commentator or attorney from LawTube who has stated that he believes that Rekieta, especially during the time frame of the search warrant, that the cops did something to hurt Rekieta, did something improper, please help substantiate the report that we're going to make to help request the footage.
Total nose
Either by
victory.
DM or better yet, post it on the forum. I read through the thread. So that's the gambit. He's upset that I have found a reasonable avenue for requesting something that he desperately wants to conceal for no reason other than his own benefit. And like I said, if I can just get one cop's badge cam and footage of the room in particular, make sure everything's above board, that's all I'm asking for. I don't need 20 hours of footage from every cop and every person who was there. I don't need to see every room in the house. I don't need to see the kids. Just want to see the living space, kitchen, bedroom, and that one cop. And I don't think that's unreasonable. And remember, Rekieta says, please find it. He says,
Okay. Well, I guess, was that the segment? Yeah, I think that's the segment. I think that was the segment. All right. Well, that was Josh versus Nick. I thought it was pretty good. Honestly. Yeah, I couldn't wait cuz we ran low on time yesterday. We got more caught up on like other spicy shit that was happening. So I kind of like I couldn't finish the entire Rekieta segment or whatever. But see something important. Take a look. I still have the screenshots. Oh, fuck, Redsky. You got those? That's funny. Nick Rekieta told me I could coom on your grave. Oh, fuck. Nick Rekieta told me I could coom on your grave. I'm Ethan Ralph, the Ralph Email of the illustrious Killstream. That's good. That's good. But I like that. I couldn't wait. All right. Honestly, I couldn't fucking wait. I needed to do Rekieta versus Kiwifarms and Josh like today, right? Like usually I don't stream on Saturdays and shit, but today I was like, no, we gotta go. I'm not waiting a week so that we can all laugh about this because we needed to see it. All right. So now this time, rare occurrence, we get 2 streams. We got one on Friday. We got one on Saturday. I'll put a poll up though on my community tab and ask you guys if we should start doing Saturday streams. That doesn't mean we're gonna do it all the time, but we should just in general, start trying that out. I think today's stream went rather well. Okay, appreciate everybody. Shout out to all of you that stopped by, that like the stream, and if you're gonna catch the replay, make sure you share and like it too. I will be leaving it up for you, but all the votes there, Team Jersh ends up winning, and Team Rekieta ends up losing, kind of like Nick in real life or whatever. But that's all I got for today's stream. Thank you everybody that stopped by, the donators, yada yada yada. Again, I'm gonna leave the VOD up for you guys. Jesus. All right. So maybe we'll make a Rekieta video on this. I'll try. I'm gonna see if I might, if all fails, like if I get really lazy, I might just go to like the Kiwifarms forum and just look there, and maybe there's you know, just because they usually give the good excerpts of this entire thing, or the TLDR, right? I might read that, or if there's some interesting clips, I might add that. I don't know. I promise at least one Rekieta video coming up this week, along with any other interesting stuff that I find on the interwebs. And then Friday, we'll do another stream. I'm sure there's going to be still a good amount of things to go over. But again, yeah, we should. Thanks all. Yeah, no problem. All right, so I'll see you all next time. Have a good rest of your night, whatever you choose to do with it. Have a good Sunday. Make sure you have good breakfast, okay? Hopefully with no cocaine, all right? Assuming you don't live with the Rekietas.